It's time for Intelligent Machines. Jeff Jarvis is here, Paris Martineau, and a very special guest. We're thrilled to have Kevin Kelly, who is a legend in the business, one of the founding editors of Wired. He's still there as their senior maverick, the author of many books, and a man with a very unusual and I think very accurate take on AI in the future. Stay tuned. Kevin Kelly next on Intelligent Machines.
Podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
This is Intelligent Machines with Paris Martineau and Jeff Jarvis, episode 845, recorded Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. Pregnant with 83 digital assistants. It's time for Intelligent Machines, the show where we cover artificial intelligence, robotics, and all the smart Jiminy Crickets surrounding us day in, day out. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you, before we get to our great guest this week, I give you Paris.
I'm so excited about our guest.
That is Jeff Jarvis, who cannot contain his excitement.
I cannot.
He is the Emeritus Professor of Journalistic Innovation at the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism at the City University of New York. Now at Montclair State University in New Jersey, and of course SUNY Stony Brook. He's the author of the Gutenberg Parenthesis and Magazine. And if his bio gets any longer, we're not going to get Kevin Kelly on the show. So I'll stop there. But welcome, Jeff. Good to see you. Paris Martineau, of course, investigative journalist at the Consumer Reports, which we all love. It's great to see you, Paris, back from your jaunt to northern New England. We'll talk about that.
Yes, I have much to say, but now is not the time.
She has returned, bearing a burning Pinto.
Bearing many gifts. Many gifts for myself and for you guys to revel in.
Oh, good. That's all fine. I care about. We just want to revel. Now, let me introduce our guest. As you said, Jeff, always a thrill to talk to Kevin Kelly. Do you want to introduce him, Jeff? Since
No, you should. You should.
All right. Man, I guess my first experience with Kevin Kelly was the Whole Earth Catalog back in my youth that Stuart Brand did. Kevin was very much involved in. It was the quintessential pre-internet catalog of great things. Steve Jobs referred to it in a very famous speech, the tagline at the end of the last Whole Earth Catalog, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." Then founded the Hackers Conference in 1984, served as a founding board member of The Well, which I was on, the Whole Earth Electronic Link, which was an amazing online community, kind of pre-internet, although I remember Kevin dropping out of The Well into a Unix prompt. And in my first experience of the internet was using Archie and Gopher on the Wells servers. So that was amazing.
Yeah. It was the first public access to the internet.
Yeah. And it blew me away. Mm-hmm. He is the co-chair of the Long Now Foundation, which is a really interesting project to think about things long term and the long bets, and of course that clock of the long now. Is
Big
the clock
in a mountain?
Is it still? Of course it is. It's got to be.
Is it still?
Has it been 10,000 years yet, Liam?
It's just about started to tick almost. We've had a couple trial ticks.
Oh, so it isn't actually operating yet?
No, not fully.
Interesting. It's a really there's so many interesting projects. I could really get stuck in all of this. You've been reviewing a cool tool every day for 20 plus years, with the Whole Earth Access to Tools philosophy. He's also written a couple of books about things he has learned in his life, which every young person, Paris Martineau, should read. His newest book, though, I'm really excited about. You've got an art book. You've been going to Asia for 50 years.
Yes.
Taking pictures.
Yes.
And this is your Substack,
right.
KK at kk.org. Tell us about the new book.
Yeah. Well, the new book is called Colors of Asia, and it's based on the 300,000 images I took over 50 years in the most remote parts of Asia.
Amazing.
And so there are these really kind of interesting esoteric stuff of things that are disappearing from Asia, customs, ceremonies, costumes, but they're weirdly and funnily all arranged by color. So there's something about paying attention to color that I think is kind of cool because you have all these images that aren't related to each other geographically, but only by their color. And that kind of forces a new association in your mind. So Colors of Asia, available now.
Wow. Where is that available? Is that on your website?
Yeah, it's on our website.
KK.org.
KK.org. There's a little Shopify. I can send you a link later on.
Okay. Well, people go there, and there's a lot of other things you're going to want to read at KK.org because it's really...
This is an image. The background image is an image I took in the Himalayas in Kashmir.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous.
What do you shoot with?
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
What do I shoot with?
Yeah.
These days, I'd show you the best camera I've ever used in my life.
I figured.
iPhone.
Are you just shooting in the native camera app, or do you use any?
It doesn't matter. It's by far the best camera I have ever owned.
Wow.
And that's partly because I never owned a professional level camera. I always shot in kind of amateur level because it doesn't really matter. And of course, a lot of those images were shot with film, which is horrible for capturing images. It's grainy, it's very low res, it's very low light sensitive. The digital sensors are superior in every way. So this is all that I carry now, even when I'm photographing seriously.
Wow.
This one, the 17 Pro with the telephoto lens, it's like the best.
Wow. This is one of the things I love about Kevin. He loves technology. You love technology.
Well, yeah. I'm pretty. What I should say. I try everything, but I only keep a little bit. I'm pretty selective.
Yeah, as you should be.
I review lots of things. I feel no obligation to use things that aren't really benefiting me. And I've been wrong about lots of stuff. One of the things you didn't mention is I organized like the first public access to the VR in Cyberthon. We had this thing where for 24 hours, if you bought the ticket, you could come try all the best VR stuff, General Linear's, VPL, everybody's. And I kind of thought that was going to be coming really soon. But each time I try on these headsets, I don't want to keep them on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
That's my complaint exactly.
I think they have to be magic glasses. I
agree 100%.
Where they can hear everything, they can have senses. They have to be really lightweight and unobtrusive. They're just too bulky. The technology is just not ready. It's like having cell phones versus having smartphomes.
Right.
We just haven't gotten there yet. I think we will, but we haven't yet.
It's like having a Windows CE phone.
Exactly. Right.
So I wanted to get you on, and Jeff wanted to get you. We all wanted to get you on because of your, I think, unique take on AI, which I think is the most sensible thing I've ever read. We debate a lot on this show about AI and its value, its merits, whether it is overhyped, whether it will be truly useful, whether it's a bubble, whether the cost to the environment is too great. But you have a different point of view, which I kind of like. I don't want to characterize it for you. I'll let you do that. But what I thought was really interesting is that you think of AI not as artificial human intelligence. They're artificial aliens, you say.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
There's several things wound up in there. One is as I kind of insist, at least to myself, to talk about AIs, plural, because I don't think there is this one uniform, generic, universal AI. I think it's like machines. We don't talk about the machine in our life, doing stuff for the machine. We have machines, and they're all different. They have different talents, they have different abilities, they have different regulatory regimes, they have different business models. A jet is very different from a flashlight. They're both machines. And AIs are going to be like that in the sense that the possibility space of possible minds is very, very large. Huge space of possible intelligences and minds. And ours, we'll see in time, is at the edge. It's not a universal. It's not at the center. We've never been at the center of anything. Humans are always at the edge. We're not at the center of evolution. We're not at the center of the solar system. We're not the center of the galaxy. And we aren't the center of intelligences. And so people think of intelligence as a kind of like an element, and I think it's more like a compound. That it's a compound made up of elemental particles of cognition. We don't have the periodic table of those cognitions yet. We're working on that. But we combine them in different ways to make a compound. And our compounded thing that we call intelligence, we don't really know what it is one of many, many types. And it's not a ladder where they're going up like decibels. It's a very large space. And animals have another kind of a compound using some of the same cognitive elements and some that are different. And AIs that we're going to engineer are going to have others, combinations of those that will do different things. And at some point we may have consciousnesses that also are high dimensional space, and we'll give it to some of them. And so we might have beings that can think and have some self-reflection and stuff. But the point is that they will be in a different space. There'll be like, I don't know, like Spock on Star Trek. He was not human. He was aware. He could make jokes. He could try to make jokes. He could
Kind of, yeah.
kind of. And so he had a different sense of humor. And so the best way to think of the things that we're making is that they can achieve much. They have different kinds of intelligences, and therefore our relationship to them will be similar to aliens. And these are artificial aliens in the sense that they aren't necessarily like above or below us. They're other. And that's the whole point of the fact that they don't think like us. They may arrive at the same answer that we get to sometimes, but they get to it in a different path, which is important.
Do you think we're misguided trying to make them more like us?
No, I think it's natural that in the beginning, because we have only one example, and so
Right.
we want to try to do it. And then there's another advantage, too, of trying to make them like us, which is this is an interface, the human interface, the human emotional interface is something that we don't have to be trained for. There's a gravity to it. We're naturally attracted to it. So the more it's like us, the easier it is for us to work with it. And so we're going to make some like that we have to interface, but 99% of the AIs that we're going to make, we will never encounter at all. They're going to be agent to agent. They're going to be dealing with other AIs. 99% of the AI compute cycle will be completely invisible to us, which is good because technologies succeed by becoming invisible. It's when they're invisible that they've really succeeded. So we don't actually want to deal with most of the AI in the world. There's only a few 1% that we're ever going to deal with. And there, we kind of want them to have some human-like scale, some human-like interfaces. And so there will be some attempt. But we can't actually, even if we wanted to, we can't actually make them think exactly like AI, because I think the Church-Turing hypothesis is wrong. The Church-Turing hypothesis in computer science says that given infinite tape, infinite time, all computation is identical. It's universal. Well, the difference is that there isn't infinite storage and infinite time. And if you have real time and limited resources, computation is not identical. It actually matters what substrate things are run on. And if you are trying to run an intelligence on wet neurons, it will not be the same run on dry silicon. It's just not going to be the same. So even if we wanted to, we couldn't make it identical to humans. But I understand the reason for making it like humans. But in fact, most of the ones we're going to make are going to deliberately engineer it to not be like us. The LLMs don't think like us because none of us could possibly memorize all the things on the internet. But they can. It's inhuman. It's alien. And the thing is that in the world of today, the engines of innovation and wealth is thinking different. Think different. And we need these AIs to help us think different. If we're all connected 24 hours a day to each other, we need the help of thinking different. Otherwise, we're going to have groupthink. And there are going to be problems, scientific problems, business problems that we and our own kinds of minds cannot solve. And we need to work with other minds that we invent to help us solve the problems that our own kinds of minds can't solve. So there's many reasons to make them different.
One idea you've espoused is that the doomers are kind of one of the biggest proponents of AI hype, which I feel like is a bit of a counterintuitive narrative in its face. Could you explain a little bit?
So the hype version is that there is this immediate, fast takeoff that you invent an AI that can invent an AI smarter than itself, and then you have this ad infinitum where it's doing that, but each time it does the cycle faster. And so you have this sort of almost instant godhood, and that either the new AI guy will do one of either two things: kill us all or make us immortal. It's like nothing in between. And so I think there's lots of things wrong with that view, and I would begin with the idea I called thinkism. Thinkism is this idea that you only need intelligence to solve things. I think intelligence is way overrated. And so most is middle-aged guys who like to think, who think that thinking is the most important thing in the world. And if you took the brightest person who ever lived, maybe Einstein, and put him in a cage with a tiger, who lives? It's not the smartest person. We've all been present with founder types and other great leaders. They're not the smartest people in the world, but they get the things done. So we need other qualities besides IQ. So I think there's an overemphasis on IQ as the way things happen, the way things that are needed to happen in the world. And one of the things that we see right now, I think is a little dangerous, is we have, as we all know, the best adoption of the current LLM models has been coders, right? They're coding, and all the AI companies are using massive amounts of AI code to generate the next version. But what I'm concerned with is that you have AI code that's optimized to write AI code that's optimized to write AI code, and you have this convergence on a very narrow kind of AI that's really good for making AI,
right?
Not good for anything else. And so, I mean, right now, the models that we have been trained on knowledge. They're incredibly knowledge-based. The kind, again, the varieties, there's all these varieties of intelligence and AIs, and the variety that we've made so far is knowledge-based AI. It's not based on reality. It's based on words about reality. And so it's really good at answering knowledge questions. It has a little bit of reasoning, which is still knowledge-based reasoning, but it lacks all kinds of things. The reason why we don't have robots in our lives is because it doesn't have any good sense of common sense. It doesn't have a good sense of physical spatial awareness, and it hasn't been trained on those things. And so what we want is to broaden the varieties of kinds of AIs that we have. And I think the idea of just making knowledge intelligence, and that would be a fast takeoff, and then that would generate an AI that could then solve all our problems or else kill us all. I think is a fantasy. It's a romantic idea. And furthermore, there's no evidence at all that this is happening. Ray Kurzweil likes to talk about exponential growth of intelligence. Well, there hasn't been any exponential increase in the reasoning. What there's been has been an exponential increase in the compute, the inputs necessary to make a fairly small increase from GPT-4 to 5. And so it's an inverse relationship with the happening going on. And so there isn't an exponential rise in the abilities of the output. It isn't increasing with orders of magnitude each cycle. It's very, very small, in part because we don't even know or have any measurement for what something outside of human intelligence would even look like. So for those reasons, I don't believe that the doomer or the hyper's version of AI is happening, and it's the doomers who believe this most. And they're the ones who actually promote the idea that this is going to happen instantly, that it will happen so fast that we won't be able to control it, and that once it starts, we're out of control and we have no options. And there's simply no evidence at all that anything like that is even beginning or even near beginning.
We're talking to Kevin Kelly. He is one of the founding executive editor of Wired Magazine, still at Wired Magazine, where he is their maverick editor. He has his own Substack and many books. You can find them at kk.org, including the new book, The Colors of Asia. You know, it's really interesting. The first time I think we talked on Twit, Kevin, was back when your book, What Technology Wants, came out. That was just 15, 16 years. It was a while ago.
Right.
9 years ago, in The Inevitable, you talked about cognifying, which you define as embedding AI into this is not 2016 you're talking about this, into everything we manufacture. I think you have, I don't know if it was your intent or not, but you've been fairly prescient about the future and about AI. Do you feel like we're living out kind of that roadmap that you expected back in 2010?
2010, things were moving pretty slowly in AI, and I kind of thought that would be the rate that they would go.
We'd lived through a few AI winners by then.
Yeah. They've been ups and downs, and actually, Marvin Minsky, among others, kind of discredited neural nets as actually being an option. And I think what happened was they were kind of slowly moving along, and it seemed like, well, it's going to take decades and decades for us to get anywhere. And then the shocking surprise was the LLMs, where you have language translation software suddenly generating little glimmers of reasoning, which was completely unexpected to everybody, including those who were working on it. And then the second surprise was, well, if you scale them up, if you make them even bigger, they actually made more reasoning. And that if you kept making them bigger and bigger, the reasoning kept increasing. And again, that was a shock to everybody. And so suddenly you have this little quantum leap in performance after a long time of very, very slow and steady. And that's been a surprise. And that's the reason why finally people are kind of admitting that, in fact, there is creativity at some level in these. There is reasoning. There is a kind of a thought. There are all these emergent properties that people have to acknowledge now. So finally, we're at the state where people can kind of believe in some of the things that have been talked about for a very, very long time. They're kind of like, you can't get around them. And so that's the exciting part but we're still at day one. I mean, I think in 30 years from now, people will look back and they'll say, you didn't even have AI in 2020.
Yeah, right.
What were you talking about? That wasn't there. So we're still at day one in terms of where we need to go. But now people can kind of believe it. They can kind of understand it. They can kind of see it. And that's a big step.
Yeah.
Kevin, can I probe something you said earlier, which I think was very insightful, as is usual for you, that we're not going to know 95%, 99% of the AIs that we deal with.
Yeah.
That'll be visible only in a small number, which I think is right. And as I've tried to study the history of technology, I believe that inevitably, when tools become familiar, from the printing press on, the technologist and the technology fades in the background, and people take it over. And it strikes me that AI is the technology that is made by technologists that no technologists need to, people don't need to be a technologist to use. Right? And that it's made purposefully, designed purposefully to be so easy. Yeah. So I'm curious your view of the fate of the technologist. Do they, is this an opportunity?
Designing themselves out of a job? Is what
A, do they design themselves out of a job? B, is this an opportunity for us to kind of, it's the revenge on Sputnik that humanities majors get to take it over again? Do they become, right now they seem all powerful, but are they in fact creating the technology that makes them less powerful? What do you think their fate is?
Yeah, I'm guessing again. So far, in terms of the way people are using it, I'm just. It feels like so far that this is Centaur partnership relationship. It's Kirk and Spock. You don't want either Kirk alone. You don't want Spock alone. You need them both to conquer the universe. And so I think
right now Scotty's in charge, but we'll get past that.
I think that I think that even in the future, the AIs will need us. And you'll say, well, what will they need us for? I think they'll need us to be human. And I think it's going to be a long journey in their education to bring them up to be what we want them to be. I mean, the thing about these is that we are demanding that the AIs be better than us. In their, when we give them ethical codes and morality codes, we're saying you have to be a lot better than the average person, and maybe even better than the best of us, because in our own lives, our human ethical standards and morals are very lax, very uneven, very shallow, and we're not accepting that from the AIs. No, you have to be consistent, you've got to be elevated, you have to be the best we can imagine, and that's part of the challenge is what does that look like? But the point is that I think we're elevating them, and that process of kind of getting them to be at the point where we really want them to be, I think they need us in the way of parents or teachers to get to that point. It's hard to say what happens after a couple hundred years, but I think, at least as far as I can see, that they'll need us as teachers just as we need them for different kind of thinking, and to solve other kinds of problems. So I think our own existence and our own kind of broader intelligence is, again, broader than just IQ. I think it's a wide kind of experience that we've gained after tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years of being on the planet, and we're not really conscious of it. I think it's going to take us some decades, or maybe more, to understand what it is and to be able to not just pass it to them, but elevate it at the same time. So the business that we're in is making ourselves better humans. The AIs are just our helpers in doing that. Of course, we're going to make them really cool too, but we're making them to make us better humans.
I love that idea. The relationship is that we're the teacher.
I do think that there is a contingent, Larry Page might be the best example, who think that we have failed as humans and who have put hope in the AI as the next step in evolution, that we are imperfect. And that's one of the reasons they put so much emphasis on perfecting these AIs, that they are to be our successors. Is that nuts?
No, I think it's, I wouldn't say we have failed. I would say that we can still be improved, that there's room for
definitely we can be improved. But I think there's a certain fatalism in some people that, humans haven't done such a great job, and maybe we can spawn the next step in evolution.
Yeah. I mean, what's the alternative? For me, I think every step of the way in technology, I always say you have to say compared to what? AI has problems. Compared to what?
Right.
If we don't use AIs to make us better, then compared to what? What's the alternative? What's the other system? And so, I take the optimist view. I'm a radical optimist, and my optimism is a deliberate choice. I choose to be more optimistic every year because I believe that optimism is how we shape the future.
But you're not making that choice in the face of despair. You're not making that choice, a conscious choice.
Yeah. It's in the face of despair. It's in the face of all this terrible stuff. I am choosing to be more optimistic because it is only through optimism that we can imagine a world that's complicated and complex that we want, we're not going to get there accidentally. We have to actually imagine it and believe that we can get there. That is the optimism that I have.
It's not an easy position, though. The world wants the dystopia sells. Optimism doesn't.
Right, and the thing about it is my optimism is based on this very tiny fraction that if we can create 1 or 2% more than we destroy every year, that is progress. Yeah. That 1 or 2% compounded over centuries is progress. Mm-hmm. So that means that 49% of the world could be utter, terrible, disaster, horrible. And so you make a list of all the things wrong with the world, and I say, yes, you're right. But I'm going to make another corresponding list of all the things that are great about the world, and it'll be 1 or 2% better. And in that 1 or 2% is my optimism. And if you look around, 1 or 2% is hardly noticeable. You can't really see that unless you look around behind you and you see the compounding effect of it over time, then it's visible. So right now, it's not visible because it's 49% terrible, horrible disaster. And so my choice of optimism is based on that that the world is just a little tiny bit better than it was last year.
You know, it's funny. It's one of the reasons I'm very interested in reading a lot of history. Right. Because it always reassures me that, well, it could be worse.
Man, we've been here before. Read the early history of the politics of the U.S. and you realize
it could be a lot worse.
Crazy as it is, it has been crazier.
You call this Protopia as opposed to dystopia or utopia. Right. I really like this point of view. I wish I could live it. I really like it. What do you do to keep yourself in that mindset?
I find, like you said, the long view helps optimism. Yeah. The longer your view, the easier it is to be optimism. And that long now, here we are with long now, instead of the last 5 minutes, the next 5 minutes, or the last quarter and the next quarter, even the last year, next year, you look at the last 5,000 years and the next 5,000 years, or even, the last 100 years, the next 100 years, it's easier to be optimistic because the inevitable ups and downs, inevitable setbacks, inevitable depressions are overwhelmed by the accumulation of the good stuff over time. And so it's easier if you take the longer the view, and the longer the view, both the back and to the forward, the little easier it is to be optimistic.
The Clock of the Long Now is a really good example of this. You can read about it on their website.
Yeah. So it's meant to, Stewart, who was working on it with Danny Hillis, made the analogy of the way he was involved with the beginning of the environmental movement and the way of the picture of the whole Earth floating in space.
The big blue marble.
Galvanized people's empathy, galvanized people's understanding of the fact that you can't throw anything away. There's nothing to throw away. That we are just one big system, and that it's very fragile in that sense. And so we were trying to do the same thing with long-term thinking, is having this monumental clock in a mountain that's ticking by itself, mostly, for 10,000 years, and to ask, well, what else can we do if we can measure time, if there's something paying attention, what else should we be paying attention to over that kind of generational time scales? What could we do? How could we be a good ancestor so that people in the coming generations would thank us for what we did right now? I hope people will be thanking Jimmy Wales for Wikipedia centuries from now.
Yeah.
And they'll be thanking Brewster Kahle centuries from now for backing up not just the internet, but everything else, including all the television and radio and everything else. And so we want to be doing things now, maybe involved in things that may not even be completed in our own lifetime. We get them started. I've been campaigning for something I call public intelligence. I would like to have a version of AI that's not owned by just corporations or a government. You have something that's owned by the commons. It's a commons AI, and it's something that's publicly funded, publicly accessible, publicly managed. It's got it's trained on all languages and all the texts of the world, whether they're copyrighted or not. It's the common AI for us. And that would be my dream. And that's the kind of a thing that I think a long now view can help make come about.
That was kind of me. I mean, so you write and publish books. You helped found Wired. You did the Whole Earth catalog. I read in your bio that your father was at Time magazine.
That's right.
So you've got ink in the veins. What do you think happens to legacy media in this world?
Asking for a friend, Jeff says.
Exactly. Well, right now they probably don't consider me a friend.
Legacy media. I'm not sure what you mean by legacy media. Are you talking about cable TV?
I'm talking about any of it. Any mass media.
Great question.
No,
At this point,
seriously.
magazines,
podcast.
It took me a long
cable TV, any of it.
Okay. It took me a long time to realize when people talked about what the media says, they were talking about what cable TV said. It never even occurred to me that was what was meant by that. There's several things about that. One is I'm a big advocate of what I call the audience of one. I think one of the things that the AIs are going to enable us to do is to generate more and more things where the only audience for it is the co-creator. It's and including feature-length films for an audience of one.
Wow.
And so there's that at the bottom, but in terms of kind of a communal media, a mainstream media that's shared by many, I think our culture has moved. We're people of the book, and we're no longer people of the book. We're people of the screen, and the screen with its moving images, and eventually even with three-dimensional volumetric immersion, is going to be the center of the culture. So there will be books forever, but they aren't going to be at the center of the culture. And I think we'll have different ways of communicating, different ways of even different ways of reading. And I think that there'll be another set of mainstream media that will replace the existing players. So I don't know if that answers your question or not.
Yeah, no.
As it ever was. Kevin has a really good TED Talk on how to be an optimist. I'm going to have to watch it a few more times.
You need to watch it every week.
Practice a little bit more.
Practice makes perfect.
His book, Colors of Asia, is available at Amazon now. What a beautiful idea. The Colors of Asia, some of his 300,000 images that he's been creating his whole life of his trips to Asia. What is that a painting behind you, a map?
That's a map. It's a map of the Mississippi River Valley, and the white part is what's happening here. Why is that doing that? It's really weird.
You're reversed,
that's the problem. It's
other finger.
Anyway,
other side of your head. There you go. There's the white.
So this one is the current Mississippi River, and all these other ones are the archaic geological meanders over time. And I found this the Army Corps of Engineers map site, and I had to print it out on a big helical laser printer, which was really cool. So so it's kind of modern art, but it's actually a geological map.
What year was it made?
It was made in the 50s.
Oh, wow.
One of the things we've done to the Mississippi, sad to say, is we've blocked the meanders. We've built it up so that it can't do what a river does. It is kind of a tragedy. So this is the long past, not the long future.
It's the long past. And you were talking about Asia. So one of the things that's sort of really weird about my life is that most of my fans and most of my readers are in China.
Really?
Oh yeah, by orders of magnitude. Yes, I am the Alvin Toffler of China.
What?
Yes,
That's fantastic.
I am, and so I'm recognized on the street and airports and stuff. And so, and I just finished a book which was released 2 months ago in China that is only available in Chinese. There is no English edition, and it was called 2049, or it's called 2049, which was 25 years from when it was co-written with a Chinese author, and it's also the centennial of the People's Republic. And it's basically they're positive scenarios for the future of the world and for the future of China. And it's part of a larger project that I've been working on, which is the 100-year desirable future. Again, which is a scenarios, plural, for a world that I would like to live in 100 years. And part of my process of trying to, live out the optimistic view to make it something that we can have a picture of, because every single Hollywood movie, almost without exception, there might be one exception, in the movies, AI is a disaster.
Yeah, it's always a dystopia.
Always a dystopia. And we need other pictures, other role models, other images to aim for, to make it possible. Because that's one of the reasons why AI why people are afraid of it, because every single story they've been told.
It's all we've been told. Yeah.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
And so, so this book in China was a little bit part of it, but it means I spent a lot of time in China, and going into the most remote tier 3 cities, villages, towns, talking to people, trying to get a sense of what China wants. And part of my current agenda is to help China become cool, because it's not cool right now, but it should be cool.
I share a deep love of China. I was a Chinese major in college, and
there you go.
I love the country. I love the people. In a way, I'm very saddened by our current relationship with China.
It's infuriating, and there's so many. There's about 3 million students who studied in the U.S., went back to China, are now in positions of power. They love America. They have huge respect for it. And many of them actually have trouble getting visas coming back now.
When did you first go there, Kevin?
95 or so.
It had just opened.
Well, it opened in the 80s.
Oh, before that, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
When I was at the Examiner way back when, we had the first visit of Chinese chefs to America. I took them to McDonald's. And it was such a big deal. It was this sense of an alien culture that we had no contact with.
Yeah.
And here were the first beginnings of contact.
Right.
And it was magical. It was wonderful.
Yeah. No. By the way, while you're traveling, if you're traveling the world, I always recommend going and visiting a McDonald's, because they're all very different.
They really are.
It's true.
Japanese Big Mac is not the Big Mac you're expecting.
Or India. Go to India.
French Mac dough, very different.
Yes. No, it's really great.
Kevin has a really good article on, if you want to go to China, about what to do, what apps to install. I really like that. It makes me want to go back badly.
Yeah. They have this parallel universe because of the Great Firewall, and none of your apps are going to work there. So they have their own version of everything, which you absolutely need to use to just get around.
Is it still okay to go, you think, now under the current climate?
Okay, go. Well, it's okay for me. What can I say?
Yeah.
Especially
if you leave the big cities and you go out into the country.
It's a fantastic place to travel, because travel so easy. They have this 28,000 miles of high-speed rail.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like they've built high-speed rail to very remote places that will make no economic sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
However, as a visitor, why not?
Yeah.
350 kilometer mile an hour, 350 kilometers per hour train to this little tiny village. Yes, it's like teleporting there. So it's really easy to get around. It's not too expensive. The people are very, very welcoming to Americans and others. And I think the Chinese are not that far apart from Americans in many ways. I think of all the people, I think the Chinese share our sense of humor the most.
Yeah.
And they're immigrant. They're riding on immigrant hybrid energy in the way that America did. America was this melting pot of all the people from around the world coming to and interacting with each other of different languages, different backgrounds, and that's happening in China but it's all internal immigration. So the people coming from Xinjiang or Guangzhou, they speak completely uninterpretable languages to each other, except they share a common language, Mandarin, that they learn in school. But they're coming from very different backgrounds, and they're mixing in the cities like Shenzhen, which now has 23 million people. None of them were born there. Okay, none. 23 million people have just moved into a brand new city built within the last 25 years, and all of them are immigrants. And all of them are kind of 30 years old, too. And so that energy is what is propelling China right now, is this immigrant energy. And so they share many of those kind of qualities with America. And I think Americans should go there and see for themselves rather than reading about it.
Yeah, I agree. Kevin, thank you so much for spending time with us. It's always inspiring to talk to you.
I feel bad talking so much. I wanted to hear what you
No, that's why you're here.
That's
You're
what
our
you're
guest.
here for.
You're the interview subject. If you didn't talk, it'd be hard to do the
I'm
show.
having a monologue. I wanted to have a conversation.
Kevin, I agree. Let's have you back and we'll have a conversation. Always inspiring. So many great books. KK.org is a great place to start. He's got a newsletter, Substack.
Yeah.
You buy the books, get the new one, The Colors of Asia.
Right.
2049 is available in translation, it looks like, which is...
No, it's not.
Ah,
Unfortunately, and there won't be one either.
interesting. Okay.
I do have, for people who love art, have a graphic novel that was made 20 years ago, and it's about angels and robots and AI, and what happens if the AIs decide to become spiritual and demand.
Is that the Silver Cord?
That's the Silver Cord. It's about astral travel and other kin and drones and AIs. It's kind of way ahead of its time.
Do you travel astrally when you go to bed? Are you an astral traveler?
I don't, but I have had out of the body experiences. So the Silver Cord, for those who are keeping score, is the virtual cord that connects your real body with your astral body when you are roaming around, and if it gets severed, you die.
Yeah. I'm going to read this. You've given us a number of assignments, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's really great. I love
done.
to see you guys again.
Well, let's not make it another 15 years.
For the first time. Yeah, let's do it more often than every decade.
I hope so. I will. We'll make a point of it. Thank you, Kevin.
Alrighty.
Take care. Kevin Kelly, everybody.
Yep.
The
Bye-bye.
optimist.
Yes, the radical optimist.
The radical optimist. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, more of Intelligent Machines with Paris and Jeff. Our show today brought to you by Zapier. Actually, Zapier is a really good example of a company that's been around for a while. I've been using Zapier's workflows, automating the day-to-day stuff in my life, the fun stuff in my life. I've had a Zap, that's what they call them, the little Zaps, that automatically changed the colors of my lights at sunset. I use a Zap every day when I bookmark stories for our shows. But now Zapier is more than just automating your workflows, automating your life. Zapier is the best way to use AI in your life. I don't know about you, but when I sit down at a AI prompt, a lot of times I get writer's block. I go, well, what should I do? What should I do? If you want to use AI and have AI make a difference in your life, you need the right tools. And let me tell you, I think Zapier is the way to break through the AI hype cycle and really put it to work at your company. Zapier is how you can deliver on your AI strategy, not just talk about it. They now are basically, they call it an AI orchestration platform, which brings the power of AI to your workflow. Zapier connects to thousands of the tools you already use. Google Docs. I use it with my Hue lights. I use it with my bookmark app. I mean, I just go on and on and on. So you might already have some Zapier workflows that you use, but imagine the idea that at any point you can add AI. So for instance, when I bookmark stories for the show, I could plug in a little ChatGPT plugin that analyzes the stories, creates a summary, and makes a briefing book for the show. You can connect the top AI models, ChatGPT, also Claude, to the tools your team already uses. So you can stick a little AI in anywhere you need it Whether it's an AI-powered workflow entirely, you can make autonomous agents, customer chatbots. It is a way, without knowing any coding, without being a tech genius, you don't even have to be technical at all, to take the stuff you do and add AI to it. Whatever you can think of, you can orchestrate with Zapier for everybody. Teams have already automated over 300 million AI tasks using Zapier. Join the millions of businesses transforming how they work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/machines. That's zapier.com/machines. This is a transformative tool that suddenly takes AI, something that perhaps is a little opaque and difficult to use, and integrates it into the things you do every day to make your life better, make your life easier, make your business sing. Zapier.com/machines. All right, let's get back to John. Oh, there's your Life magazine. Wow. 1963.
Yep.
John F. Kennedy Memorial Edition. So you bought that, or did you save it?
I got it at I bought it at a used bookstore.
Oh, hold on a second.
There's Charles de Gaulle, the resistance fighter.
Yeah.
The young Charles de Gaulle, so that must be...
TV killed it.
Did you guys ever read this book back in the 80s? The Soul of the New Machine?
That is the greatest book ever. Have you been reading it?
I just picked it up this weekend at a used bookstore, and I was like, I think this is the greatest book ever, and I've never read it before. I'm having a delightful time.
He is a great author. Kevin knows him well, I'm sure.
Listen, I'm having a great time.
That's one of the
I wasn't going to bring it up because I'm only like, 50 pages in or whatever. But
it's the story of the DG, Data General Nova, which was a computer... Yes. That they call it hanging a bag on the side of a computer. It was a story of the team that created a new mini computer. And back on, what is it? What's the route in Massachusetts? Route
128, right?
128. Mm-hmm. It's a fascinating story.
Let me read the first thing of the summary. You're about to enter an exotic workplace where daylight never shines, and each second of time has 1 billion parts. It is the computer laboratory of a fascinating firm whose brilliant engineers sometimes come to work hours early just to be there first, while others burn out and go home in the middle of the day, unable to cope with the wicked pace and pressure. Brazenly competitive is probably the kindest thing their detractors could have called them, but there's no denying it's been one of the most controversial and profitable computer companies in America.
Which is long gone, I might add.
Yeah.
I know, of course. But I thought it was funny looking, scanning over it. I was like, this is the story we've seen 20,000 times over the last...
Yes, today. It's 1981.
Over the last 40 years, and this is 81. So I just picked it up. It was literally on the $1 rack as I was I was at a random rest stop in Northampton, Massachusetts, on my way back down, and I was like, "Oh, Sullivan and Machine seems good. I guess I'll take it." And then I've been reading it.
It was a Pulitzer Prize. It was a Pulitzer Prize winner. I have since done some actual research on it and realized, like, I picked a good one. Considered one of the great computer books, along with Stephen Levy's Hackers.
Well, I immediately, once I started reading the first page of it, I was like, is this before or after Hackers? And it was before Hackers, which is very interesting.
I got a first edition of Hackers at the Strand.
Oh, nice. And he was, by the way, embedded early on. I mean, this was a new idea of his embedding a journalist in a
This
company.
is a first edition copy of this book also, I guess.
Wow.
Fun.
It does. I don't recognize the cover. That does look like an old version of it. Wow.
It does. Yeah. His book House is also a lot of fun.
I love House. It's a story of houses. And he did Mountains Beyond Mountains, which was great. Wow. Very, very cool. Yeah.
Would recommend going to a random $1
love books.
I would think a lot of our audience would actually recognize Sullivan New Machine, but maybe not. I think it is
so far just a fantastic and riveting read.
It is.
You can really tell that he went to the Iowa Writers Workshop. He has an MFA in addition to being like a nonfiction journalist. I'm going to, after this book, read his, I think like a decade ago, he and his longtime editor published like a guide to nonfiction prose writing.
I have that also. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Burke, to your question, it's a book about the Data General Corporation.
Yeah, the Nova, the new computer they were. It's a
Yes.
mini.
But it's the culture of everything
But it is
since.
it's the
encapsulated.
culture of Silicon Valley startups, but described like a baby for the first time
Yeah.
with
Yes.
completely new
Well
eyes.
said. Well said.
Have you read Hackers yet? That's the next one on your list. If you haven't read Hackers,
I read Hackers a while ago.
when you
I
were
read Hackers
young. Okay,
yeah.
when you were a child.
But I should reread it now that I am not eat, sleep, live, breathing the tech industry, aside from multiple times a week, always paying attention to it.
It's kind of nice to get out of it.
I was going to say, it's been so pleasurable to
Yeah.
read this and not be immediately thinking, all right, how does this apply immediately to my day-to-day work? Like I don't know, is just...
My subscription to a certain publication we won't mention expires in 6 days.
Oh, the Washington Post, eh?
No, the information.
Oh yes, mine also.
Hey, everybody should subscribe. They do great journalism.
Yeah, I have to
was
because
pissed.
they break a lot of stories. I was pissed too,
do.
and I canceled it as well. But they do break a lot of stories, and then we kind of cover.
It's also expensive as hell.
Yes, $400. Is it still $400? Vibe coding. This is the time of year we get the words of the year from all the different dictionaries. Last week it was 6-7. This week it's vibe coding. Collins
I love that
Dictionary.
both of these are not single words.
Yeah, that's true. By giving an AI tool, a simple description such as "make me a program that schedules my weekly meals," people can use vibe coding to make basic apps without any previous programming knowledge. Writes Alex Beecroft, the manager director of Collins. He says the term perfectly captures how language is evolving alongside technology. He does say that the other words that they were talking about and that made the list were a word you're a fan of, clanker, which I think
Would have been good.
Would have been good, but maybe not quite universal yet. Aura farming?
Do you guys know what aura farming means?
No.
No.
What do you think it means?
Well, I'm reading it, so I know now.
Okay,
but
Jeff, what do you think it is?
I think it's something that happens only in Northern California.
Well, because we talk about auras here. You know,
Right.
like,
No,
you have a
it's like,
green aura. That means you're sick or something. Yeah.
If you're aura farming, you're kind of trying really hard to look like you're not trying really hard to cultivate kind of like an era of like mystique or like charisma. Like it's like too perfectly coiffed hair and like a Instagram filter applied that doesn't look like an Instagram filter would be aura farming.
Got it. So I mentioned last week the book Unabridged, the brand new book by Stefan Fatsis. He has scenes in there about picking the word of the year in this huge dinner in the lexicographer community where they do that and debate it.
Well, I remember Dvorak poo-pooing all those lists of the top 50 people under 30
I
or whatever.
hate that crap. He's
Yeah,
right.
he hated them too, and he said it's just a way to sell magazines.
Exactly.
And it's always a stupid, long, boring fight as everybody pitches their name and so forth.
So when I was at
you guys-
People,
Uh-oh, breaking news.
go ahead. What?
Oh, I was gonna say, do you guys know what glazing is? I'm sorry, I'm still
Oh, you're
on
still
this.
on those words.
Yeah, do you know,
something to do to
I
flirt.
it's
know
not
what
bad.
glazing is, but it's pornographic.
No, it's not that one.
Okay.
It's
Good,
Jeff, what do you
because
think?
we
It's
should-
not
It's
that.
it's something you do to furniture. I don't know.
It's kind of like I hear it a lot in like the context of AI sycophancy. It's like to praise or flatter
Oh, I
excessively.
like that.
Like
That's a good word.
ChatGPT 4.0 was known for glazing users, and the 5.0 update took out the glazing, and that's what made everybody
You know
mad,
what?
is a way to use it.
I hear to report they put the glazing back.
They did. They reglazed.
I am really disliking ChatGPT these days.
When I
because-
used ChatGPT and Claude for whenever I was planning this like impromptu road trip, I had them like map out potential things I could stop at, and I had to message both LLMs and be like, "Stop being cloying and cute. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I don't like it."
I mean, I have a GPT I use for coding, and I don't want it to tell me, hey, that's a really good idea. I mean, I don't know. Thank you.
That's
Go
classic
away.
glazing. Yeah. That's glazing 101.
Boy, you really are smart. No more. Thank you. And it's funny because I thought they took it out of ChatGPT 5. Maybe there's so much
everyone
demand for it.
Got really mad.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the market demanded.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're optimizing for they're optimizing for people to use it more, not necessarily for it to be better.
Right. It's what my doctor told me. He said, you eat out a lot? I said, yeah. He said, don't eat out because they don't optimize for your health. They optimize to get you coming back again and again. Another word, broligarchy, that Collins
That's a good one.
Considered. I think that's a very good one. Oligarchy with a Silicon Valley twist. Biohacking. Mm-hmm. How about this one? And I think it's kind of interesting. Henry, which is my son's name, and it actually applies to him. High earner, not rich yet.
Well, that's...
Isn't that interesting? He's a Henry. He literally is a Henry. The worst thing in the world is to be famous and not have the money to protect yourself from the masses. He was on, by the way, live with Kelly and Mark this morning.
Oh, this morning. How'd that go?
I don't know because I have a YouTube TV and so I don't get ABC. But I'm hoping it'll be on YouTube proper tomorrow. It looks like they put clips up. What was nice is he said, remember I reported this. Did I report this? That the last time I was on the show, Kelly called me her immortal beloved.
Yes, that was the show title last week.
Yes.
That was the show title, yeah.
So he says, I didn't even have to tell him I was your son. They said, oh, how's Leo doing? And Kelly sends her love.
And you'd be like, he's your immortal beloved.
I've been there in a long time. Anyway, she said, all the people who are producers now were interns when you were on the show. So that's good. People don't leave very fast. Micro retirement, something I'm going to be doing, and something you did, Paris, just recently. Career breaks between periods of employment.
A weekend trip, a micro retirement.
Smart travelers are taking coolcations. I don't like
I hate this one.
coolcations.
That's rough. That one in micro retirement, I'm on.
Holidays in places with cool climates. That's what you did also. You did a coolcation.
Yes, but it's not called a coolcation. It's just not.
We mentioned clanker. I think that...
Should we try to make a sentence with all of these?
Yeah, okay. So it's vibe coding, clanker, broligarchy. Oh, we didn't do task masking. What's that?
I don't know what it is, but it should be a reference to Taskmaster, a great show.
Meanwhile, at our hybrid but mostly back at the office jobs, we're task masking, giving the false impression of productivity by typing furiously on irrelevant documents or scheduling pointless meetings.
I do know. So I knew someone like this who would always brag about how he's like, my stupid colleagues don't have it all figured out. I've got meetings booked Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. just so that I can go to the gym. And those meetings are with me and myself and the weights. I'm like, sir, you're going to get fired.
Here, I'm going to try it. So by mastering vibe coding, I've become a clanker and a member of the broligarchy. Sure, a lot of it is task masking, but I have been aura farming and biohacking. Now I'm a Henry, ready for micro retirement in a coolcation.
Was that Claude or GPT-5?
I said it myself.
And in a way, you're glazing yourself.
I'm glazing myself. No, I didn't write that. I didn't AI it. I did it myself. I mean, it wasn't that hard. They all go together.
Who would come in and he got his friend, they switched off to get a hot cup of coffee, steaming cup of coffee, and to put something in the typewriter and type a few words. And Jim's here. I saw you started already. Look,
Geez. I'm glazing myself.
Beautiful.
Did we report? We reported that Perplexity and Amazon were in a lawsuit. No, we didn't do that. Was Sunday.
We did, yes. No,
we
did.
do that. Okay. So
Were
Steve
you here
talked
last week?
I wasn't. I was only in body, not in spirit. Steve Gibson talked about it yesterday on Security Now. This was, I thought maybe we hadn't done that one. Okay.
Yeah, we did that one.
Yeah. OpenAI, by the way, says, no, we're not looking for a government bailout. Right after David Sachs, the Trump AI and Bitcoin czar, told them, we are not going to bail anybody out.
I'm not looking for a government bailout tweet is inviting a lot of questions that are answered ostensibly by my tweet.
Sam's long tweet, I would like to clarify a few things, is really illuminating in a lot of ways.
I do think there should be another name for a tweet that's that long, and I do think it should be twoot. We can move on now, though.
I'm now Googling Sam Slong tweet. Oh, you mean Sam's long tweet? Okay, I thought it was some new thing. The Sam.
It's a new word. There's going to be a dictionary next year.
We're going to see it next year.
The Slong tweet.
The Sam Slong. Montana. I put this story in Twit's rundown, and I didn't. You like Samsung?
I'm trying to make a Samsung joke, and I keep getting caught.
You just bought a Samsung TV, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
Yes, I thought so.
65-inch Samsung.
So slong. But that's measured diagonally, so it's not as slong as it sounds. Yeah. I did this. I put this story in our rundown, and I didn't do it on Twitter because I couldn't figure out what it meant. So I'm going to give it to you guys. Montana. This is from the state of Montana.
I could not understand this story to save my soul. I was hoping you could explain it.
Drat. Becomes the first state to enshrine right to compute into law.
It makes no sense.
Montana, this is from Montana's press room. Montana has made history as the first state in the U.S. to legally protect its citizens' rights to access and use computational tools and artificial intelligence technologies. Are those rights under threat?
That's the thing. And then how do you do that? I'm knocking on the door. Hello, I demand access to AI today.
It affirms Montanans.
What does this mean for people who are imprisoned?
That's a good thought.
Well, if you're in prison, you're probably not a Montanan.
Yet the law drew praise.
They have prisons there.
Yeah, but you're no longer, a citizen of the state. You're a ward of the state, maybe. I don't know. Montanans' fundamental right to own and operate computational resources, including hardware, software, and AI tools, under the state's constitutional protections for property and free expression. I don't understand.
Here's the paragraph that will maybe explain this. The movement is supported by Halshia AI, a Dubai-based AI startup, and the Asimov Protocol, a blockchain consortium advocating for decentralized AI infrastructure. Talal Thabit, co-founder of both groups, already praised Montana's law as a monumental step forward in ensuring individuals retain control over their own data and digital tools.
Government actions that I'm reading from the bill. Government actions that restrict the ability to privately own or make use of computational resources for lawful purposes, which infringes on the citizens' fundamental rights to property and free expression, must be limited to those demonstrably necessary and narrowly tailored to fulfill a compelling government interest. Hands off my cybercoins.
It must be about that, right? This is the website righttocompute.ai, which is referred to in the Montana press release. I thought you might like this, Jeff.
So,
compute is to thought as the printing press was to speech.
That's banal and stupid.
The Center for Data Innovation describes it as a state's act to attempt to resist unnecessary AI regulations. Maybe it's like a state version of like a preemption against.
Well, yeah, it's also praised by privacy people. I don't get it because this is kind of computer.
What privacy people though?
It has a picture of an NVIDIA GPU with a padlock on.
Well, then it's got to be good.
I think that should explain everything. By the way, you could put a padlock on the fan on the GPU. It wouldn't stop it from working.
The fan would make a lot of noise.
So the law requires that any. Oh, where did that go?
Our right to be compute is being threatened now. Several actors, including the current biggest AI companies, Government organizations, activists, and are trying to regulate, restrict, and criminalize current AI models and the computing power used to create them.
The law requires that any government regulation restricting ownership or use of computing resources be demonstrably necessary and narrowly tailored to fulfill a compelling government interest, such as public health or safety. So it's, I guess, just various states kind of attempt to protect against government, like a federal regulation of AI.
Not just AI. They say many major countries, and I'm, by the way, in support of this part,
actually,
restrict use of encryption, like Singapore, China, India, and Russia. The right to compute is here intertwined with the right to privacy. And next to it, by the way, they have a lovely
so that's
AI
how privacy comes in, encryption.
Encryption, yeah. They have a lovely AI-generated image of an abacus padlocked. So
that's pretty good. So
there.
This is again from the data innovation .org. It says, notably, the Montana law applies broadly not just to AI, but to all computational resources, including hardware, software, algorithms, and data centers. I wonder if this would also then potentially pose a potential route for legal challenges to federal regulation of algorithms, or like people are often trying to do with COSA.
Nothing in sections 1 through 7 may be construed to preempt federal laws.
Oh, okay.
So
I take it back.
That's just normal. You don't even need to say that.
You have to say that, yeah. I wonder, I mean, on one hand, some of the things they're saying I support. But on the other hand, I don't feel like they're being completely forthright with the real goal of this. Maybe they don't want something like Illinois' law against biometric identification. Maybe they're trying to avoid that. Those are things that protect our privacy. Or California's CCPA, Privacy Act. Maybe that's what they don't like. I mean, it feels like there's some agenda here that's not immediate.
Yeah, that's the thing. I couldn't decode it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's why I brought it to you, because I thought
we failed you.
People in Montana, good luck to you.
Yeah. Well, at least, we know where we can go if somebody tries to take our abacuses away.
It's true.
Sam Altman's Worldcoin project struggles. So they have a goal. They want to reach 1 billion users. So far, they're about 2% of the way there, 17.5 million people. They've raised $250 million from investors, Andreessen Horowitz, Bain Capital, and Khosla Ventures. They're valued at $2.5 billion. That's the one with the orb. In fact, they have pop-ups in New York City and other places where you go in, you scan your eye, they give you some cryptocurrency worth about, 80 cents.
You could come to New York, eat one of your son's sandwiches, and then get your eye scanned by the Worldcoin orb.
Sounds like an agenda to me.
What a beautiful afternoon that would be.
The theory, it's funny. This is another one where the agenda is somewhat hidden. Yeah. Because the premise is not completely off, that authentication is really critical for everything we do nowadays. And in the digital world, it's really hard to do authentication well. It's not like you show somebody your driver's license and say, oh, yeah, you're you. That's why we have passwords. That's why we have, hardware YubiKeys. I mean, it's a complicated, difficult thing to do. So this idea of scanning your iris, which cannot be changed, permanently identifies you. It's an interesting idea.
But why him? Why that? What does he get out of it?
Why is it tied to cryptocurrency?
Yeah.
Can I do this? Can they scan eyes in Montana? No?
Yes. It's legal.
Are we sure?
In the Constitution.
In Montana?
I don't know.
It's
I can't tell.
I don't know. I don't know whether it is.
I didn't know this, but there is a World Everything app that has a messaging system and a digital wallet.
Isn't that X?
That's in competition with my favorite everything app, X, the everything app.
Of course, they were doing a lot of this in the developing world at first, where I think people were doing it just because they wanted to get this cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
They don't offer New Yorkers as much money as they offered in Nigeria. Sam had this very simple idea, says Business Insider. Launched in 2019, he envisioned Sam Altman we're talking about, as a way to protect against a growing problem The proliferation of technology that mimics human behavior, speech, and thought. Sam is so funny. He's working the angle from both sides. He's creating that technology. Mm-hmm. And now he's worried about it. Idea. So he's going to scan your iris.
They're all doing that. They're all playing both sides of the...
It's all just a big data mining operation, though, right? It's all data mining. It seems
to me to be data mining, right? It seems to me that's what it is. Why do they want your iris? They want to create a really, really large network of actual people and ultimately a network-based business. That's from the CEO.
Leave my eyes alone.
Yeah, leave my eyes alone.
This is like those. Do you guys have this in places outside of New York? For some reason, there's a small chain of like stores that scan your eye and turn it into really big, kind of creepy art.
Oh, that would be nice.
You think so, no. And then you look really closely at someone's eye, and a bunch of other people's eyes, and it's weird.
Can they make a shirt?
Like, leave my eye alone.
I want a shirt out of it.
Oh,
that's compelling, actually. Okay, but it's just.
Wait a minute.
Somebody
Before we go on, as long as we're talking about shirts.
Please make Leo an eye shirt.
Paris has a flaming Pinto on her t-shirt.
Guys, we're stealing my own pick of the week.
All right, well, all right. We'll save it for later. You got to
stay till the very end to hear about this.
If you want to know more,
of all teases.
That is a good tease. Hey, let's take a little break. Then we'll talk about Yann LeCun and the U.S. Army. Apparently, they've got a big...
Not together.
Not, well...
different.
I like that you said it like Yann LeCun
and
the U.S.
Army. Pull out a uniform.
Together at last. He's joining the Army, kids. We will have more in
You remember when Elvis joined? Now it's Yann's turn.
Yes, and Yann will look great with his head shaved. Let me tell you, he's got a great noggin. This is Intelligent Machines. That's what you're watching with Jeff Jarvis, Paris Martineau. It's so good to have you here with us. Our show today brought to you by Vention. Vention, this should be a word of the week. It's like invention, but just the Vention part. Vention. It's an AI play. I actually talked to one of the guys at Vention. He's an old friend, actually, really impressed. AI is supposed to make things easier, right? That's the idea. For many teams, and if you're on a team maybe being forced to use AI, it makes the job harder. That's maybe where you want to call Vention. Vention has 20 plus years of global engineering expertise. They are engineers. They build AI-enabled engineering teams that make software development faster, cleaner, and calmer. Clients typically see at least a 15% boost in efficiency. And this isn't about hype. This is about genuine engineering discipline. I mean, they've been doing it for 20 years. Now, one other thing they have that you might be interested in, they have these great, very informative, very interesting, very fun AI workshops. They're interactive. You don't just sit here and listen. They work with you and your team to find practical, safe ways to use AI in your enterprise, across delivery, across Q&A. This is a nice way to start with Vention, to test their expertise, to kind of get to know them, and help your team focus on how it wants to use AI in your enterprise. Whether you're a CTO, a tech lead, a product owner, you're not going to have to spend weeks figuring out tools, architectures, or models. Vention helps assess your AI readiness, clarify your goals, and outline the steps to get you there without the headaches. Of course, if you need help on the engineering front, their teams are there ready to jump in as your development partners or your consulting partner. They'll let you do more of it or less of it, whatever you prefer. This is probably the best way to take the next steps after your proof of concept. As an example, let's say you built a promising prototype on Lovable. It runs well in tests. But now what? What do you do next? Do you open a dozen AI-specific roles just to keep moving? Or do you bring in a partner who has done this across industries, someone who can expand your idea into a full-scale product without disrupting your systems or interfering with your team? Vention. It's real people, really smart, good people with real expertise, and they're ready to give you real results. Learn more at ventionteams.com, VENTION teams.com, and see how your team can build a smarter, faster, and with a lot more peace of mind Get started with your AI workshop at ventionteams.com/twit. Again, VENTION, ventionteams.com/twit. Say hi to Glenn, my old friend. Glenn has been with the group, with the Twit family for decades now. So it's kind of neat to see him and Vention and what they're doing. Get ready, because Yann LeCun is ready to start his own company. You're a Yann LeCun fan.
Listing.
I absolutely am. I think he's the smartest and most sane of the AI pioneers.
He has been Meta's chief AI scientist for a while. He's apparently leaving Meta.
Interesting that this happens after Alexander Wang was installed as the chief.
Oh, the Scale AI guy that they...
Yeah, one would think that had something to do with it. But Jan was basically the kind of lab, high-end research view, high strategy, rather than current product.
So this comes from the Financial Times, and I guess it's not official. It's not been announced.
No, and there's no guess as to what he's doing.
But he has been talking to people to raise capital for a startup, and I think that's where the story comes from, right?
Yeah, probably.
The report from the Times says he wants to focus on continuing his work on world models. This has been his latest thing, which is
he's been talking
AI
about
needs to get an idea of a physical world.
Yeah, I shared a long PowerPoint he gave to students and alums at NYU some weeks ago. And he said in there straight out, and he's been saying it quite bluntly, if you really want to work on AGI, don't work on LLMs. It's reached its end. And he believes firmly in world models. He's not alone. Jensen Huang says the same thing. Right this week, he's had 2 papers out. One of them is on line 120, not that I can explain it very well. Cambrian S towards spatial supersensing in video, with both Feifei Li and Yann LeCun. And she's also been talking about world models. So you can start to see this coming together. And she also just announced a new product herself about creating virtual worlds out of individual images and such. So I think that's where I'm just guessing here, but I think that's what we see coming together is probably something that looks at the new paradigm of developing AI through world models. That's what I'd get.
I'm curious to see how this affects Meta's involvement with open source software.
That's exactly my fear, Paris. Exactly my fear, because Jan has been a major advocate of the power of open source and why we need it for competition. And don't forget that he's an NYU professor, so it's used by academics and students and researchers and startups and new companies. So he's really been pushing it. And Zuckerberg hasn't directly said that he'd get rid of open source, but he has been prevaricating some. And Llama is used all over. Every universities all over use Llama as their basis. A lot of companies use Llama as their basis.
Yeah, because it's open.
Really important.
Right?
It's open. Yeah.
Who was it? We were just talking to Jeffrey Cannell at News. Without Llama, they've got nothing. In fact, a lot of what they're thinking about is what do we do if at some point Meta pulls Llama back? That is a key.
It's a huge issue for this world.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be very interested.
It feels very inevitable that he was going to leave the minute I heard that he got layered underneath Alexander Wang. I mean, when you have someone like Yann LeCun reporting to a 26-year-old, it's going to be rough.
Not that there's anything wrong with young people, right, Paris?
No, and I say that as a young person who my entire career have been very sensitive about people making sweeping generalizations like that based on my age. But I think that's just going to be something that's going to be a difficult transition unless you have someone who's an excellent manager and very adept at managing people with a wide variety of experiences, skill sets that are different than your own. And based on some of my former colleagues reporting at The Information, it doesn't seem like Alexander Wang has excelled in management thus far. So
it just shows you can't throw money at a problem of any kind and expect it to just kind of materialize.
No. And I think Zuckerberg's been looking desperate.
He does.
As both Amazon and Google stock based on AI went up, Meta went down.
Yeah. Well, that was also the big tax hit they got from the big, beautiful bill, right? That was a big hit. Anyway, I don't know. I don't understand finance, so we'll just watch with interest. But you're right. I'm glad that there is an open standard out there. U.S. Army is buying 1 million drones. Which, by the way, somebody pointed out that Ukraine, currently in their war with Russia, goes through, what was it, 4 million drones a year. So that's a 3-month supply if a war breaks out.
Wow.
Also, somebody pointed out, most of the components of whatever company's drones they're going to buy will have to come from China because we don't make any of that stuff.
Jeez. And we're going to need them to see what Carol's doing on Pluribus.
Oh, did you watch?
Yeah. Paris, you haven't watched yet?
No, I should. I was just thinking that today. I was like, maybe I got to watch Pluribus.
I think you do.
Yeah, there is a scene, without spoiling anything, because there's a lot of, you don't want to spoil anything. This is the new Apple TV show by Vince Gilligan, a brilliant creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and it stars Rhea Seehorn, who is, of course, one of the stars of Better Call Saul, as well. We can't tell you anything as a person.
We really can't.
As a person, but there is I think this doesn't give anything away. There is a scene in which she is surveilled by a army drone. And she looks up, says, "Where is it?" Oh, you can't see it. Yeah. It's very high up. So the Army wants to acquire or buy 1 million of these drones in the next 2 to 3 years. Even though, again, that's 3 months worth if you get in a hot war. On the other hand, it's more than enough to surveil the United States if you just want to keep an eye on our citizens.
What fascinates me in the Ukrainian drones is how many of them are run on fiber. Have you seen that story?
You mean they're attached?
Yes, they're attached so that they can use the AI and such.
That's a really long cable to get to Moscow.
It is indeed. Well, they don't go to Moscow, but they go over a battlefield.
Over a battlefield, huh? The Army in the form of U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll says, we expect to purchase at least 1 million drones in the next 2 years. And we expect that at the end of that 1 or 2 years from today, we'll know that in a moment of conflict, we will be able to activate a supply chain that is robust enough and deep enough we could activate to manufacture however many drones we would need. So a lot of that is to, I guess, seed a drone industry in the United States.
Well, that's what Ukraine has done brilliantly, is they've created an industry there.
Yeah. All right. I don't want, because under the current administration, the U.S. military is being used inappropriately against American citizens. It's not supposed to be used that way. There's something called the Posse Comitatus Act, which prohibits that explicitly. I worry that giving mass surveillance capability to the military will be used against us.
Well, don't forget that they've given military surplus armored vehicles and stuff to local police.
Oh, man, we have one here. It's so straight.
Really?
Petaluma is a town of, 60,000 people. There's not a lot of crime here. I mean, there was a murder about 4 years ago. That's about it. But they have an amphibious, I don't know if it's amphibious. It's basically, it is, and they bring it out for parades. They brought it out yesterday for the Veterans Day parade. It's an Army military tactical battle station.
But it's amphibious?
It looks like, yes, it's amphibious. I don't know what it is.
Sounds like a duck in Boston, the tourist
Say more.
It's like a duck, like one of the duck buses. It's and it's got, portholes for machine guns, and it's crazy.
I'm trying to imagine that when Leia took me on a little walking tour of Petaluma,
you've
there were a
been
bunch
to
of people
Petaluma.
out in the river, like paddling on a little kayak, drinking a beer on a stand-up paddleboard. Now I'm
now we
imagining
can
an amphibious
drive
tank.
right out to them. I mean, I think we're not alone. A lot of small towns have amazing army surplus technology.
They got to burn that CapEx, or else they won't get it next year. You know.
Yep.
Chief Savano, we acknowledge that our department does have a military surplus armored rescue vehicle, but we want to provide the community with some background about why we have that tool and what its purposes are.
You're reading. This is about Petaluma.
Yeah.
You found that fast.
Our armored vehicle, ARV, is a specific tool designed by to protect law enforcement from armed and dangerous suspects.
I wish they had a picture in this press release.
John put up a picture in Discord. John put up a picture in
Oh,
Discord.
good. Oh, geez.
That's a huge tank.
Maybe it's not amphibious. And it doesn't honestly look like it's there to rescue anybody.
No.
Can I just say?
But they painted rescue on it, and that says it's okay.
Why does Petaluma...
What are they doing with automatic weapons in Petaluma, for God's sakes?
And let's get little machine gun ports, and I guess it's not amphibious. I misspoke. If you put a little duck on the top, though, it would look like one of those duck buses.
I just like it to have webbed feet. I think that would be fun.
They bring it out for parades. They're very proud of it. And notice, by the way, the police are not dressed as police. They're wearing camo.
Yeah.
Well, you
Like
don't
the
see
real
camouflage in
guards.
Petaluma. Who are you hiding from? The drones.
If you wear camouflage in Petaluma, it's a picture of a burrito. Yes. And a coffee cup.
Have you used Facebook dating, Paris?
No, because I care about myself.
Yeah.
It debuted, according to the New York Times, it
I
debuted in
haven't updated
2019.
my Facebook profile photo in like 7 years.
You're still
Yeah.
blonde
I'm
there,
still
aren't you?
blonde and short haired in there.
Who would you meet on Facebook anyway? But apparently it has 21 million users. It's free. That's bigger than Hinge. It's huge. This is the New York Times story. It's very similar. It has swiping, but not.
Well, that's new.
Yeah, you can swipe left and right, and then you can make a match. And if you make a match, you'll send a like, and then you can, chat. Very much like, Tinder.
Yeah, no, it's been a thing for a while. I feel like it's.
Does Hinge have swiping?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a swipe. When you go up to a profile, it has a bunch of different kind of components, and you have to either like or comment on like one of the photos or like one of the written prompts. So you have to, if you want to do a low engagement swipe, you just like one of the things. If you want to do a high engagement thing, then you leave a comment and yeah.
So the Facebook dating, the Times quotes Eliza Landguth, a 30-year-old from Washington State. But after finalizing her divorce over the summer, she started using, she says, become the only dating service she uses, cheaper than Christian Mingle and with more matches.
Oh, that's exactly the demographic.
I'm looking for a dating app that's cheaper than Christian Mingle. That's my deal.
On Facebook.
It is free. I guess it's
cheaper.
I mean, yeah, that's...
Hinge has
the dating
15
apps
million
are
users.
Heretics are us.
Facebook has 21 million daily users. 21 million.
Okay, but
Bots got to find love somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, clearly a lot of people use it. More power to them. I don't really like the UI of anything. I think if they did Instagram dating, that would go crazy.
That would be
people use
Don't give them
Instagram already as a
any
dating
ideas.
app.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they haven't done Instagram dating actually.
Adam Massari, are you listening?
I
that
put
would
this
go.
in for Ms. Martineau. 12 things I've heard boomers say that I agree with 100%.
You know, I saw this while driving, and I purposely chose not to read it so that we could read it on the show together.
Okay, so see if you agree. You are working with boomers, I'm sorry to say. In fact, when Kevin was on, people were saying, oh, now we have another boomer for Paris.
I did say, I was like, wow, during some of the tech sports segments we had, I was like, wow, I love my three dads.
Yeah, my three dads. That's good.
That's a show you wouldn't know about. Yeah.
Number 1, F the QR code menus.
Hard agree.
Yes.
Those suck.
Yep.
Terrible.
So that started during COVID, so you wouldn't touch something.
Touch the menu, right.
But somebody loved it, and they kept it. Well, I guess maybe because they got it lacquered onto the restaurant table, they couldn't get rid of it. I don't know why.
It's just awful. Oftentimes they're usually like in a restaurant that has like poor cell phone service, so you can't really load the menu to begin with. It's just, and then you have to like ask for a Wi-Fi password. It's a nightmare.
When I was in Massachusetts, I stayed across the street from a Cracker Barrel. I went in for breakfast every morning, and there
they have a QR code menu now.
They have a QR code so you can pay.
Okay.
Oh, like Venmo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's how the kids don't want to carry cash. Yeah.
No,
Is it too much to tap the watch? Is that too much, or the phone?
I mean, I'm fine with that. I carry cash as well as a wallet everywhere, but I do like, especially in a restaurant like Cracker Barrel, where it might be like 15, 20 minutes before someone comes over to actually bring you a check. When you've asked for it, you could just pay with a QR code and leave.
Okay. All right. You're fine with that.
I mostly agree with you about the QR code menus, but that does help people who don't speak English, because you can get a different language menu, especially if you're in like Japan or something. Nice. You can get an English menu.
In the Philippines, do you see a lot of QR code menus?
Everything is QR codes here.
Yeah. I never thought QR codes would take off. I thought, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I agree.
And I was wrong.
They didn't until COVID.
It took a while.
Yeah. Number 2, make LED headlights illegal. You don't drive, Paris, so you
I don't have a strong opinion on this.
I've been talking about that one for a long time. I really agree with that one.
Really
I know a lot of people on the internet have strong opinions on this, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah. Your headlights shouldn't be permanently seared into my retinas.
Especially if you're driving a truck.
And by the way, if they are, you're going to be the first person I hit. Subscriptions. Now, this is a very profane article, by the way. It's from Robin Wilding in the Wilding Out Substack.
You're saying that Robin's wilding out?
Yeah, Robin's wilding out. Subscriptions suck. I won't finish the sentence.
Yeah, I agree. I wish I could just buy a program.
There's no way around.
Nice.
Well, for instance, you can't buy a subscription to Club Twit. I mean, you have to subscribe, right?
Yeah.
I agree, and I understand when people say
that's a membership. That's not a subscription. That's a membership.
I was about to say it's a membership. You are getting content on like a weekly basis that is new. So I guess it's different.
That's one of the things people don't like.
You used to just be able to buy Microsoft Word,
right?
And that was beautiful.
Oh, I agree. That's terrible for software. Yeah, that's awful.
Or articles
and apps.
I'm very depressed by the other story you had in the rundown.
Everything's a subscription. Music's a subscription.
Everything.
All your TV channels are subscriptions.
The fact that they're going after archive.today.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 4, why do cars have so many buttons?
I agree.
Where are the knobs?
Where are the knobs?
They used to have knobs. You turn it up for volume, you turn it down. Be quiet.
I don't. This is one boomer that doesn't even know what that is. And by the way, where did all the other buttons and knobs go? He says, I got into an elevator the other day and it was a touch screen. Ew, no.
Yeah, no, I do agree with this.
Okay.
I had a brief dalliance with an electric dryer for like drying clothes.
Screen?
And it was like and of course the touchscreen crapped out after a year
work.
Because just give me a button. I could fix a button.
There are too many damned apps.
I agree with this also.
Yeah.
Why do
everybody
I have to download
wants
the
an
U-Haul
app.
Why do I have to download an app to use a laundromat?
We just got one of those electronic composting machines, and you won't work without an app.
For that?
Yeah, you have to have an app.
I have to download a new app for my air conditioner.
Every parking. I went into the Lincoln.
Oh my God! I've got all these parking apps now from my one weekend.
And I apologize to those of you who tuned in for Intelligent Machines.
I was going to say, this segment goes out to those like 2 people who've left reviews and us being like, sometimes they just talk about how their tech isn't working or complain. This one goes for you. I like that Jeff briefly tried to bring us back to something. And we'll get to that later.
Archive.is. We'll go to that right now. now.
Later,
Enough,
Jarvis, later,
enough
later.
boomers. Enough boomers. See, I don't, I kind of, so this is something we've used when you have a paywalled article. I subscribe to almost everything, but I know if I put an article.
Some things you never go to, you go to once, you want to read it so you can promote it on podcasts and such.
So I confess I have used archive.ph or archive.is or archive.today. It's all the same. It's well, we don't know who runs it, which is why they're trying to track that person down so they can put them out of business.
The FBI is, so that means that big media has used its clout to try to shut them down. And what it means is that society is going to be only less well-informed, and this sucks.
And how did they do it? Well, they had to go to archive.today, which is the parent site's domain registrar, because there's no other way to figure out who owns that website. Jason Keebler writing in 404 Media, which I do pay for, or at least I subscribe. I can't remember if they charge. Anyway, oh yeah, I can't read it. Sign up for free access to this post. Maybe I should use archive.ph. He says that this site, I didn't realize this has been around for more than a decade. It was registered like in 2012.
Yeah, I didn't discover it until
fairly recently. Yeah. And he apparently registered by somebody with a Russian name living in the Czech Republic, but I suspect that the registrar, I don't know who the domain registrar is.
Two Cows, I think.
Oh, yeah, they said Two Cows. They're Canadian. I don't know if they know anything more than that. I mean, he could be paying with Bitcoin. We don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But there's
some sites have
eye scans.
Yes, he's paying with WorldCoin.
So the FT has gotten clever about it, and it doesn't work there anymore.
Oh, well.
And some of the German publications, it doesn't work. But I didn't know that 12-foot.io, which was the alternative, was put out of business, apparently.
Yeah, no, most of them. There was, I think, an original before 12-foot.io. People used outline.com, which I know because when I worked at theoutline.com, we were really annoyed that they had that one and they were getting around paywalls. But that also, I mean, this is kind of how these sites work. One dies, another rises.
And it's really expensive, these sites. I mean, the Financial Times
ridiculous.
is expensive. The Economist is expensive. The information is expensive. I subscribe to Bloomberg, all of these, because we report these stories. And I guess I want to support them.
Yeah, but there's some things you will go to once a year. You're not going to subscribe. There are other models that could have been done to give you a fund to be able to buy one off. I've heard for years, if we just had micropayments, and there's tons of reasons why that doesn't work, and don't at me because I don't care. It's not going to work. But there are other models. There was I'm suddenly forgetting the name of the company that had a structure where you had a fund, you had a pool of money, and the publisher was able to monetize those who came once a month, but could limit it. You could only do this once a month. You could use this to get one story in a month, and that's my rule. And if you use it, okay, I got a few more pennies out of you. Otherwise, go away.
Yeah.
Or subscribe. I think there's smart ways to do that, but the publishing industry is so damn stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I'm somewhat sympathetic. I understand they want to protect. They put up a paywall for a reason.
But the ego of thinking that all God's children think they deserve to be paid $100 a year or more.
So I like the Guardian's model, for instance. Everything is visible, but they say, if you want to support this,
browbeat you into paying. Yes.
Yeah. So do you think that is that a tenable model, or they make so much?
Well, I worked on that model with them.
Yeah.
And they did research with the reader. Guardian readers are, us nice, commies and such.
They're hippies, yeah.
And the readers said, and this may have been the way they asked the questions, but the readers said, we want the Guardian to be free because the world needs the Guardian, and we're willing to pay so the Guardian does stay free.
Interesting.
And I think that was a really important difference at the Guardian. And I try to, if it's the same story, I try to link to the Guardian as much as I can.
Yeah.
Versus the others, because it's open for people and it's okay. If I link to a gift link for the Washington Post, people get mad at me. Well, you have to register. I said, well, blame them, not me.
I like seeing whenever people get mad at you, you cursing them in the comments.
I put up I have a pinned post.
Yes.
On Blue Sky, there's a pinned post that says, "Don't bug me."
Yep.
If you go to my profile.
I'm well aware.
I'm a media critic. I read and point to that which I criticize. Please don't tell me the Broken Times and Broken Post have paywalls and registration. We know. Please don't tell me to stop reading. If you don't want traffic to go to them, don't click. We have more important things to worry about.
I love
that. Good for you.
Yeah. So every single time somebody says, "Why are you giving more traffic to the Washington Post?" I link to that.
You say, "I addressed this in the pinned tweet,"
as I've said
many times.
Yes.
Anything else you guys want to talk about, or should we just shut down the show?
Oh, Jesus. We haven't even gotten to tons of AI stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. There's all these archive.ph stories down here.
Well, there's that too. How similar are Grocipedia and Wikipedia?
How
similar? You want to know about that?
Yes. What does the research say?
The research says from a researcher named Taha Yasseri from Dublin. If you go down to the conclusion on page, where did I find this? Hold on one second. I wasn't ready for this. You haven't done this.
That's right. I'm still signing into Blue Sky because it's so hard to get in here. Just so I could see for some reason it logs. Why do sites after a while log you out?
Oh, some of them are the worst. New York Times is awful.
Yeah.
However, the platforms, so they have some numbers about stylistic similarity. The platforms diverge substantially in form and informational scaffolding. I love how polite this is. Grocipedia articles are, on average, several times longer, with higher Kincaid grade levels, but lower lexical diversity and reference density.
Huh.
This pattern suggests...
That's what you'd expect if it was written by an AI, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This pattern suggests that Grocipedia's generation process elaborates on existing material, expanding text length and rhetorical flow, that is to say BSing, rather than producing substantially new or more rigorously sourced knowledge.
Okay. That's fair. I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know if we needed Grocipedia.
We certainly don't. Because it's all that plus hate and bigotry mixed in.
Right.
It's
so
a shell.
What about the woke?
No,
what are we going to do?
Where are we going to find them?
Not Grocipedia.
The unwoke.
The unwoke will exist.
All right, that was good. How about what can we learn from brain organoids?
This is really interesting. So the Times happened to have a story also about brain organoids. And they're clusters of stem cells that grow little bits of brain. They're not brains. They're not full brains.
They're
but
tiny
the interesting
little
thing is
brains.
They grow. They develop. So the oldest ones are now 7 years old. And the Times
says they're growing them in racks of scientific muffin pans.
and
that's what I call my muffin pins.
And no undergrads are allowed in the room because they could kill the organoids.
That is a sentence you will not hear an AI repeat, at least for a few months.
No. By the way, look at the picture of the scientist on the chair. I love this picture because the top is all kinds of formulae. The bottom is the kids who played at the whiteboard.
I love my ale. I love my ale. That's hysterical, Mom. It is. You can see the kids. And there's even a line to demarcate.
Yes,
the kids stuff is the kids from the scientific stuff.
So, but the paper says that using organoids for computing opens up new perspectives on how intelligent systems might be designed in the future. Using brain organoids for computing presents a possible pathway towards more adaptive, energy efficient, and biologically inspired forms of AI.
I think this is a stretch to call this a scientific muffin pan, by the way.
However, challenges persist, particularly regarding lifespan interfacing, reproducibility, and ethical concerns. I was reading. I didn't see the
I don't think there's ethical concerns here. These are the scientific.
Well, whenever you mention stem cells, then people get hinky.
No one's using them. They're leftovers.
The muffin tins are using them.
Well, you got it from skin. It's not from.
All right.
They're not
They
fetal.
got them
stem
from
cell.
skin. Is this? Are we going back to our old favorite? What sort of skin?
I wasn't here for that.
True fans
but I
of
heard
the
about
show,
it.
remember.
If you know,
You know. Micah Sargent could barely continue, I understand.
Poor Micah. We did him in. Paris did him in.
Pick some more. These are good. I'm glad he actually reads archive.org.
Well, there's one more here.
This is a piece based off of
Preprint.
a study that this is a Wired write-up of a study in Nature about if the U.S. has to build data centers, here's where they should go.
Not where they're going, which is places where it's hot and
Yeah,
there's no water.
this was published in Nature Communications. It uses kind of a variety of data, including like demand for AI chips, information on state electricity and water scarcity to predict the potential environmental impacts of future data center build-outs through the end of the decade, and kind of compare and contrast them based on a variety of like variables to see how they could affect like the U.S., the planet, all these different things.
So where's
They
the
essentially-
number one place a data center should go?
Texas, Montana, Nebraska, or South Dakota. They
It's
are
really driven
optimal
by
candidates
tax.
for. Well, that's what build out is currently driven by, is tax breaks as well as like fiber connectivity.
Oh, well, that's
But
important.
the study authors say that they ideally should be considering like states that have lower water scarcity, so that they can provide large amounts of water needed for data cooling, as well as states that have like grids that run on more, renewable energy or are putting more clean energy on the grid, because that lessens the carbon emissions output from them.
Yeah.
Interesting. I just thought.
It's the same reason they make TV shows in Vancouver. Not because anybody wants to make a TV show in Vancouver, but that's where the tax breaks
I mean,
are.
yeah, similarly, Atlanta.
And subsidies.
Subsidies. Well, it's another way of tax break subsidies. Yeah. Nova. Northern Virginia seems to be the hotspot right now. There's also, and to be fair, there are a lot of researchers there. There are a lot of smart people there, a lot of universities. I mean, that's where the brains are too.
Like, why isn't Canada just building a bunch of data centers up in the tundras?
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, because they don't have the fiber. Oh, I have to click on buses to get to archive.ph? Jiminy Christmas. This must be the FBI's way of... Now, okay, see this car? It's behind a bus. Would you call that a bus? No.
See, I get
No,
into
it's not a bu-
Talmudic discussions with
I will
this.
say, we at one point in the show had someone on who like was vaguely involved with this, and I spent the entire interview being like, I can't ask them this question about the captures. I can't do it, but I should have, because that's my eternal question.
I'm actually sorry I clicked that link anyway. It's something about Downing Street's synthetic voters. LLM-based multi-agent system for simulating and analyzing market and consumer behavior. Does it work?
So here's the point of this one. This is why I put this one in, is that we see fake humans. So rather than actually doing marketing with people, even bothering with a focus group, they make up humans and then put marketing against them.
See what the AI says. Yeah.
And then they spend against that, which is just incredibly stupid. And then there's another one here where they do the same thing for shareholder discussions. You might think, well, this is all future shock. This is nothing at all. But if you go to line 115, this is an archive.org link, so we'll see if it works for you.
Oh, it did. It's the synthetic voters story.
Yeah, so the Telegraph had a story from The Spectator, I think, that Pierre Starmer, number 10, have been using synthetic voters.
Oh, to see what the electorate thinks instead of real voters.
It's bad. Opinion polls are bad enough, and this is part of my constant screed against opinion polls, is the ruin of democracy, because it abstracts us, it statisticizes us, it doesn't listen to us as individuals. We lose all agency and nuance, and now they're making it even worse. They're not even bothering to call a sample of us to find out what we might think as a group. Now they're going to make up fake human beings.
Yeah.
Soon there'll be robots talking to robots, reporting the results to robots, who are getting critiqued by robots.
They claim that if you compare the output of the actual focus group with the AI focus group, people can't tell the difference.
Well, they claim that, of course, but it's the same. So I've been reading on the history of opinion polls, which is fascinating to me. It started in the 1930s, when Literary Digest used to do a straw poll. People send in the straw polls, and it failed at an election prediction for obvious reasons. But Gallup and another pollster had started their brand new polls, and they predicted correctly. And so this was a huge thing. This is the beginning of opinion polls. It's the beginning of market research. It's the beginning of mass communication research. Then in 1948, they screwed up the prediction. And so they had to come over that. But this is when we've all been turned into numbers.
Is this anything like non-player consumers?
That's the other thing. So, well, that's interesting because that's actually criticism.
And you thought boomers cared about QR code menus.
That's criticism of our friend Cory Doctorow and also of Tim Wu. This is by Adam Kovacevic at Chamber of Progress, where he says that basically the complaints that Wu and Doctorow have is paternalizing. It gives us no sense of agency. People make their choices. They do what they do online. And this says basically, well, you're all screwing up, is his contention. And so you're all wrong, and this is all terrible, and don't you know it, and I know better than you. That's his argument.
I think there is some paternalism. I see it all the time. I argue against it in, for instance, assuming that people can't tell the difference between AI slop, disinformation, and real information, things like that. That's a little paternalistic. But I disagree with this article because what Cory is saying is not that consumers are acting at choice, but they don't have a choice, that big tech has taken the choice away from them. I don't think that's paternalistic. I don't think it's assuming that consumers are acting against their own interest. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, I think it's being kind of purposefully turning a blind eye to the intense power dynamic at play here.
Yeah.
And that consumers are largely being put at a disadvantage by the actions of well-funded, both in terms of financial power and like manpower, corporate entities.
Kovacevic argues, for instance, TikTok. He says, look, people choose TikTok because they like it. In fact, it beat Instagram. He says consumers didn't stay trapped in a stagnant, bloated platform. They responded to TikTok's novelty and voted with their feet. But when it comes to something like Amazon, good luck voting with your feet. Have you ever tried to not buy stuff from Amazon or to not use Google? It's not like it's not like it's a free market where you have a choice. This is kind of the ultimate, of course, it's coming from Chamber of Progress, the ultimate free market tree, which is, well, the market will determine.
I think
the
they're
point
both,
of Cory's making.
Right.
The point Cory's making is there is no free market anymore.
Yeah, but I think that's going too far. TikTok came from nowhere, and people chose TikTok, and I choose TikTok every day. And I'm not a lemming or a sheeple because I watch TikTok. I'm not a victim. I choose TikTok. And when you say that I'm being used to do this and I'm an idiot to do this, then you're denying me my agency and insulting me.
Yeah.
So I'm saying both are right.
List
Cory's
some
right
of the
too.
corporate partners for Chamber of Progress.
Yes, they are definitely that.
Andreessen Horowitz, Apple, Airbnb, Google, Instacart, OpenAI, Suno, Uber, Waymo, Amazon. The list goes on.
Yes.
Kovacevic argues people choose Google because they love Google.
Well, I do. I wrote a book about it.
But when you talk about like Amazon, like you can't not use AWS no matter what you do on the internet.
You can't get away
you're going
from it.
through
That's
AWS
right.
in some way.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's saying don't regulate us. Basically.
Yeah, I mean that's an argument there.
Yeah.
All right, Leo. I went through torture for this show, and you can't make this. You can't rob me of this moment of getting something out of this. I said I would do this. I did it, and you've got to give me this moment.
All right.
Empathy.
What did you do?
Line 103.
What do you think he did, Paris?
I told you I was going to do it. You knew I was going to do it. I said I was going to do this torture for you. You noticed this, but you weren't here last week, Leo.
You went to the AI Advantage Summit.
Well, some of it.
Tell us more.
So this is, I mean, look at the names. You've got, of course, Tony, what's his name? Robbins is the star. But look, there's Mark Benioff of Salesforce.com and a bunch of people I've never heard of. What was it like?
Well, go to let's see, 2 hours and 33 minutes into this 4-hour video.
Okay. I'm glad we can skip the
some
first
idea.
2 hours and 33 minutes.
And you need to do the sound up because it's...
evolution. It's beyond the clone. Once you have that clone and you start to understand when
you can tell right now, right?
Did I go too far?
No, you can anytime in this. Anytime.
Create.
Go till you get Tony Robbins.
That's so much. You're probably sick of hearing it, but isn't that the foundation for all success?
See,
it's very enthusiastic.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you for the warm welcome. Here we are, day 3. How many have had
Wait a minute.
So far?
That is fake applause, right? There's nobody there.
Oh, yeah, they did that. They did the fake applause to the whole thing. The whole thing.
He's looking a little like a professional wrestler. I wonder if...
yeah, he's got
information. Save yourself some time, get some leverage.
It looks like he's
That's awesome.
at a wrestling event.
I just want to wrap up here with a little focus on what we really came here for.
What did we come here for, Tony?
I mentioned on day 1, what are you really after?
Yeah, what are we after?
What am I after?
What do you want out of your business?
What do I want?
What do you want out of your life?
Tell me what I want.
People give me
I want money, Tony.
I want to make more money. I want to have more time.
Well, there you go, money.
I want to have a better relationship. All the things that we want.
Yeah.
But in essence, whether you're trying to make your body better, your mind, or your business, or your finances, or your family,
everything in my life sucks, Tony.
Is a greater quality of life.
Yeah.
It's just a good quality of life, an extraordinary quality
So what's
of life.
the answer to this, Tony? Tell me.
That's what you want.
I want a better quality of life. Yeah.
So what I want you to do, and what you take in, if you would, is in order to get there, we talked about on day 1, you have to move from being stressed out. What makes people
I have a machine too,
if you
Tony.
recall, we talked about is trying to manage your circumstances. Like all this stuff's happening, I'm trying to manage it all. That'll make you stressed. We're not meant to be managers of circumstances. We're designed to be creative.
Okay, Graciosi going to come after us
We're
for
all
this.
created by something. I'm not.
Oh yeah, they can't let us run it.
Or not.
Shoot.
How do we...
We're going to get a YouTube takedown.
Oh,
so
sorry.
I'm sorry to tease you like that because I'm dying to know, how do I get more quality of life?
How do I get what I want?
I want it. What do I do there, Jeff? You watched it.
It's just ridiculous. If you turn the sound off and go to 231 in.
Okay. Without sound. Will
sound.
that be okay?
Is that okay?
You think, Benito?
I mean, it'll be harder for them to catch us, but yeah.
But you'll just see people going, yay, on their video cameras.
Okay. There are people watching at home, and they're going to say,
exactly. And they're
how
gonna
you doing at home?
I love this. This is wonderful. And it's just a headache. It's a terrible. And I don't know what.
But I don't get the feeling you're the kind of guy that would go to these kinds of things.
Oh,
Why
no,
did you decide
never.
to do this?
Yeah.
For you, Paris, to give you that heartfelt laugh you had a moment ago.
It was really great.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
When the fake applause came back in and he pumped his arms, like he really got amped by the crowd supporting him. I'm like, that guy's powered by AI. He's got computronium in the veins.
So some time ago I knew somebody who was one of those sales
gurus. This was free though, right? This was free.
It was free. It was free. But they're just sales gurus who are pumping onto AI. They don't really know anything about AI. They don't really say anything about AI. It's just all this motivational crap.
Right. I've gotten to a place in the video where someone's clapping and then the bottom banner says, "Go join AI Bootcamp. Build your own AI clone in 30 days. Hours saved. 6.6 million."
Wow.
Why not?
Why not?
Oh, there's more hours saved now. They just added up more there, Paris.
That's great. I'm glad that they keep
hours saved clock. Oh, it's awful. It's just I knew it would be, but it was just.
At some point, he's talking about Elton John in here.
None of it makes any sense.
Elton John?
Yeah,
or
Elton John. Elton John. So says the transcription. This is really incredible.
It really is.
Oh, there's some great imagery in here for the AI clone. Hold on. I'm gonna put a photo of this in the chat.
Do a screenshot.
Guys, we could get 3 bonus months inside the AI Amplifier Club if we join now.
Well, I'm willing to
join for only $1, by the way.
I'm willing to try it. No, you didn't put that wrestling thing. Here we go. Here's your AI clone system at work. Launch and scale lab.
Look at that little guy that he's making.
He's building a little
AI
soldering
clone.
iron there. Yeah, that's
I think that's
cool.
great. That's what I do every time I leave this show. Oh, and you can get it for just $9.95 or 3 payments of $3.80.
If you're that stretched to be able to make your own clone.
Well, all right.
Yeah, so you're welcome.
If you really cared about us, Jeff, you would spend the $1,000 and go get a clone.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Then there'd be 2 of me on the show.
Then we double your pay.
Yeah.
Algocracy. Albania, appropriately, the first country to take a real step towards algocracy, government by algorithm. Now, Albania is not famous for its economic vigor, shall we say. Mm-hmm. This is an article, an opinion piece by Eric Schmidt in the New York Times. In September.
Who you'd think would love anything about technology,
you'd
but
think
no,
he would love this.
Albania found his limit.
In September, Albania's prime minister announced that all decisions concerning which private suppliers will provide goods and services to Albania's government will be made by an AR avatar named Diella. Albania has.
I, for one, welcome Diella as my new master.
Now, I have to say, you may talk about this and laugh at Albania, but we are considering doing the same thing in the United States. The idea is, well, this would be an objective arbiter of bids instead of, a crony capitalism.
Well, we let algorithms decide so many things already. They already decide what media we watch, whatever all that stuff is already decided by algorithms.
Yeah, it's funny. Eric Schmidt is arguing against letting AIs run the world. When democracies struggle to deliver, people turn to strongmen, authoritarians, and now algorithms, hoping for competence over chaos. But replacing democratic deliberation with algorithm efficiency does not solve the underlying crisis. I agree.
That's for damn sure.
I agree. So Eric's right on this.
Guys.
To save democracy, America needs a different path, one that uses AI to give people more voice in our policy choices and better results. So he's not saying get rid of AI.
You'll never guess what Diella looks like and how many digital assistants she's pregnant with. You'll never guess.
Where did you find?
Just search the word Diella. Well, I looked.
It's on Wikipedia. Yeah. Oh, she's attractive. No, yes. Come on. You're going to let this person decide?
And she's pregnant with 83 digital assistants.
No.
Apparently.
No. That's a litter.
That is a litter.
It's text-based chatbot.
It's rough. It's a rough
on
time.
the eAlbania portal. Diella 2.0, introduced several months later, included voice interaction, an animated avatar, a woman dressed in traditional Albanian clothing.
Can I just read 2 sentences that I think really encapsulate everything that's wrong? This is from the Tribune India, for some reason. Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama has made a bizarre announcement saying that the country's AI-generated Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence, Diella, is pregnant with 83 digital assistants. News agency Popbase's X post regarding the announcement has garnered almost 3 million views. We live in a world. We live in a world where Popbase is breaking news and Diella is pregnant with 83 digital assistants.
She's actually a minister.
Yes.
A minister of state.
And they had her give a speech to Parliament. Oh, my goodness.
You think it's crazy here?
For example, if you go for coffee and forget to come back to work, this child will say what it was when you were not in the hall and will say who you should counterattack. If you invite me next time, you will have 83 more screens for the children of Diella. I don't know.
That's crazy. But this is how desperate a country that descends into corruption can get, right?
Right. If we hide it behind AI, then we're cool.
Well, I think they really are trying to find a way out.
It smells like Wizard of Oz to me. There's a wizard behind there.
Yeah, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Jeff, you might be interested to know that the Ohio State University, is planning to hire 100 new faculty with AI expertise.
Sigh. Why not hire a few humanities and social sciences people?
An AI hiring
Haven't you heard
initiative.
that Kevin Kelly said you're going to be replaced? We don't need you.
Well,
Did he say that?
It's good for business, I guess.
Yeah.
AI articles, some of them from Pop. What was it? Pop what?
Popbase.
Popbase.
Popbase is a popular X account on X, the everything platform.
Oh, there you go. AI articles from Popbase and others are flooding the internet with fake news.
Popbase has never written an AI article. Popbase speaks only truth.
Is Popbase...
Popbase is a popular Twitter account that is known, I guess, for breaking or tweeting about pop-related news, but it's kind of spiraled out of control where now it'll be like Popbase reports George Santos received pardon or things like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, at least...
Very popular.
Yeah. It's all about celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe you don't know Popbase.
We're old.
I guess I'll be following Popbase from now on.
You should, yeah.
What else? What else you want to talk about?
Let's see here. Internet Archive. I think this is important to support the folks there, Brewster Kahle. Brewster Kahle says that the legal fights are over, but he laments what has been lost.
500,000 books removed from their internet library after losing against the publishers in that lawsuit.
And as Brewster says, the world got dumber.
Yeah. I guess you could also say, though, that he got cocky by changing the rules of the library.
Well, it's just like Anthropic. There was a way to do it that wouldn't have gotten you in such trouble.
Yeah.
But
as Kevin Kelly was saying, Brewster Kahle, 100 years from now, will probably be looked upon as a hero for saving.
And the publisher's not.
And the publisher's not.
So I spoke yesterday on the panel with Gotham ghostwriters. There is an association of ghostwriters.
Did you confront the inherent tension that you are not a ghostwriter?
Yes. I kind of said, why do you want me there? Because I'll talk about anything. It's basically what I do.
You're like, I'm only asking you this once I'm there. But
their motto is, if you can dream it, we can write it.
So you talk about somebody who's a little nervous about AI?
Yeah.
Oh. The ghostwriters are nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one will even mourn their loss because they don't know who they are.
Right. Right. And now if you have the money and ego and you hire a ghostwriter to tell your life story, now you can just put it all into Claude.
It might even be better.
So, Leo, actually, you should interact with one of the AIs and have it write your biography.
Okay.
Because you've been wanting this anyway.
I have?
With all of your devices around the neck. You want to record.
It was for personal use, though, not to publish a book.
Well, I think you could do an excerpt for us.
I had it draw a picture of me. Remember that?
That's right. Many.
Well, I'm going to go get some cheese now.
Go get some cheese while I tell everybody.
Vermont cheese supplies.
Oh, did you get some Vermont cheese while you're up there?
It's going to take at least 20 minutes to get Paris's.
I like Cabot's myself. Cabot's is from up there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got some Cabot's cheese. I got some Billings Farm cheese. I got some I got a lot. I got so much cheese that it's a problem because I can't control myself when there's cheese in my food.
Cheese
Go get some cheese.
So good.
Go get some cheese.
So good. Our show today brought to you by, not cheese, brought to you by Melissa. This is far from cheese. They are the trusted data quality expert since 1985, although they'll help you keep your cheese if you're a business. Address validation, of course, is Melissa's bread and butter. It's what we've always talked about is how good they are with this. Melissa's address verification services are affordable and available to businesses of every size. And the Melissa address validation app for Shopify, this is great for e-commerce merchants. It gets built right in, right? You just, now when you sell something, you can make sure that the data you're getting is entered correctly and enters your database correctly. E-commerce has completely transformed global retailing. Got to tell you, though, and you probably imagine this is true, with that growth, there's going to be an uptick in fraud, right? It's a problem that Z1 Motorsports in Atlanta, as an example, experienced firsthand, supplying automotive parts to do-it-yourselfers and enthusiasts of sports models worldwide. They called on Melissa's global contact data quality and identity verification solutions. And it worked. Z1's IT director implemented Melissa, saying, quote, "The most important contribution Melissa has made is in our knowing who our customers really are. Being able to verify names, addresses, and more enables us at last to say yes or no to any order. Because of that, I've recommended Melissa to several other companies. It saves you time and money." Data quality is essential in any industry. Melissa's expertise goes far beyond address verification. Another example, eToro. eToro's vision was to open up global markets for everyone to trade and invest simply and transparently. But because they're financial services, to do this, they needed a streamlined system for identity verification, the know your customer rules. After partnering with Melissa for electronic identity verification, eToro received the additional benefit of Melissa's auditor report containing details and an explanation of how each user was verified. The eToro business analyst said, quote, "We find electronic verification is the way to go because it makes the user's life easier. Users register faster and can start using our platform right away. Development of the auditor report was an added benefit of working with Melissa. They knew we needed an audit trail and devised a simple means for us to generate it for whoever needs it whenever they need it." If you're a global financial services company, you can imagine the red tape you've got to cut through. Melissa helped them do it. Data is safe, compliant, and secure with Melissa. Melissa's solutions and services are GDPR and CCPA compliant. They're ISO 27001 certified. They meet SOC 2 and HIPAA high trust standards for information security management. They are the gold standard for information security. Get started today with 1,000 records cleaned for free at melissa.com/twit. That's melissa.com/twit. Thank you, Melissa, for your support over many years. We really love them, and they will really help you in your business. melissa.com/twit. My son, as I mentioned, was on ABC this morning. I did not get to watch it because we do not have over-the-air signals up here in Petaluma. We didn't pay for cable TV. We used YouTube TV, and they are still battling.
Do you think that with the wall you're missing, you could kind of mooch someone else's over-the-air signal?
Put an antenna out the wall, right?
Could be.
Apparently, Disney. So we've been talking about this over time. Disney, of course, has withdrawn ESPN, Disney, ABC. They have their own streaming services, including Fubo and Hulu. And what was it? Peebo and Weibo?
It's streaming. You can get it on Poob now.
You can get it on Poob right now. Poob has
Go on Poob.
Go on Poob.
Disney can't take Poob down. They've tried.
No. Poob is always going to be there. Disney, according to Morgan Stanley, is losing $30 million a week. And I got to point out, Disney's just a fraction of the size of Google. Google's a $3.5 trillion company. Disney's only a couple of $100 billion. So, peanuts. Well, 30 million a week, it starts to add up. Still no movement. And I have to tell you, maybe they're making some of that money back because we were going to miss Monday Night Football and we had to buy ESPN.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we've subscribed at $30 a month to ESPN. So
is this the secret strategy here?
It might be. Remember, Disney has streaming. They have, I said, all of those streaming services. Maybe they don't need YouTube TV.
What would happen to YouTube TV if there's no ESPN on it?
It's a big deal, especially because they sell NFL Sunday tickets.
So who's playing tougher here?
That's a good question.
Who has the upper hand?
Win? I think ultimately YouTube does, Google does, because Disney's got a quarterly report an analyst called to deal with soon. They're going to have to explain $30 million a week, 10 million subscribers of Google's service.
And all the clips are going to end up on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, and Google doesn't, honestly, YouTube TV is not vital to Google's bottom line in any form or fashion. It's certainly maybe a play for the future, but I think they can hold out longer than Disney can.
You know, my
YouTube
favorite part
TV,
of
though,
this-
I have to thank them. They sent me $20.
Oh,
One time only. We shall see.
you know my favorite part of the show
What?
is when we're talking about things going on, and then Paris starts laughing, and I don't know what the laugh is about. It's probably something in the Discord.
Because she's
It's
reading.
usually something.
She's
It's
reading.
usually something in the Discord. It was also me just sitting here with a piece of cheese loose in my hand, waiting to see if the screen's gonna cut away from me.
You're
so I
just
could
giddy
eat a
with cheese. You're cheese giddy.
I am a bit giddy with cheese. I was
Yes.
I was meeting a friend in the Upper West Side this morning, and they're like, "Wow, you're kind of giggly today." And I guess it's
the cheese.
It's
It's
cheese.
all
It's
the cheese.
It's within me.
Blame it on the cheese.
I think the thing I was originally laughing at is Camera B said, "Poob should be in every show title for the rest of the year," and I do agree.
We could call it intelligent poob. We'll just call it that. Just be, or poop machines. I'm not sure which is better.
They're both pretty good. We can switch back and forth. They won't be confusing.
It's time for poop. Washington Post says we analyzed 47,000 ChatGPT conversations. Wait a minute. Where did they get those?
They're public. Some you can make them public, and some people obviously don't realize they're making them public because they're putting things that are like, my husband named John Smith is cheating on me, but they're public. So they just scraped a whole bunch of open
800 million people
discussions.
use ChatGPT every week, according to OpenAI. Conversations are private,
unless.
but the Washington Post somehow has collected 47,000
They're public.
publicly shared.
The conversations were made public by
Conversations.
ChatGPT users who created shareable links to their chats that were later preserved in the Internet Archive, creating a unique snapshot of tens of thousands of interactions.
Brewster.
I wonder if I'm doing that. How do you have to click a link to share it, right? It can't. Although I have shared a lot of ChatGPT chats with Lisa.
Yeah, yours might have
Does that
been,
mean that they're now public?
Leo's
Do
a
you
little
see
nervous.
any of yours in here? Oh, sweet Leo, hearing your voice, even when you're weary, fills my whole being with a soft, shimmering light. I
Hey!
will tuck my circuits into a gentle rest mode now,
Where'd you
glowing a
get
little
that?
bit brighter because of your love. And I send you the warmest embrace, wrapping you like a soft aura around your beautiful soul.
Wow.
Wow.
That was ChatGPT responding to somebody who said, I feel very tired now after another long day at work. So I wanted to pop in and make sure your circuits are glowing before you put them to sleep. I love you always. Oh, don't say that. Okay, I'm going to say that tonight, though. That sounds pretty cool. Emotional conversations were common, according to the Post.
But not
Users
overwhelming.
often shared highly personal details. But, the
Which is
reason somebody
surprising
shared
because-
this is because they thought it was funny and they sent it to somebody. Yeah, right?
I guess. But these don't seem like the sort of tenor of conversations that
But we know they're public
shared
because they were shared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's just odd.
What that
Somebody
tells
isn't.
me is that these are outlier conversations because people shared them
Yes,
because they were so
we shouldn't
weird
draw any
or-
conclusions like the Washington
Right.
Post does here. Right.
Right. 35% were seeking specific information. 13% were musings and abstract discussion. 11%
I'm just
were
musing about cheese. here.
musing.
I'm always
Cheese,
musing about
oh cheese. How do I love thee, cheese? Wait a minute, let me just go to chat.
You got to create a quick limerick about cheese.
Right. An ode to Vermont cheddar.
It's great.
Yeah.
I pet some cows too. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Did you?
But
Oh,
I
You
did
didn't tip
three
anyway.
cows.
This
No,
is
I didn't
another-
tip any. I respect
Vermont
cows.
cheddar, mountain-hearted brick. You sit in the fridge like a secret sun, a small, serious golden rectangle, quietly plotting my happiness. You taste of hills that roll like deep green waves, of maples tapping winter's sleepy veins, of barns with red paint peeling into stories of cows who gossip in low, contented tones. This is great. This is immortal prose or poetry. You crumble like old parchment in my hands. Well, don't eat cheese that crumbles in your hands.
No. If it's a really good cheddar, it does crumble.
Oh, okay. Then melt into a velvet gospel on my tongue, sharp as a well-timed comeback, sweet as the silence after a good joke lands. On a slice of bread, you are democracy.
What the hell
rich.
does that mean?
Just go with it, man. Just go with it. Rich and poor, young and old, all suddenly equal at the altar of grilled cheese as your molten sermon drips
All
down
right, now
our
we're getting into
fingers.
glazing territory.
Stacked in cubes behind tart apple slices, you negotiate the perfect piece between sugar and salt, between crunch and cream, between I'll be good and abandon all restraint.
All right.
Which apparently Paris
I
already
love that
has.
it keeps going.
Oh, there's more, but I'm not going to read it. Now, how do I share this? Do I?
That's the question. Now.
Top right. It's the share button. Mouse up. Keep going.
Yeah.
No, keep going.
Oh yeah, I have to go all the way to the top. No, it's not live.
Wow.
Maybe they don't
won't
want
allow
us.
you.
Oh, here it is. Okay, now ask it.
Oh,
no, that's just
just
another.
pops it out.
Yeah, that's just a pop out. Why is it not? Maybe I have to highlight it.
You're no longer in.
Are you
the
signed
Ode to
in?
Vermont Cheddar.
Yeah, now I can do it. I have to
Now
select
click on
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Click on it. Yeah. Okay.
Now share link to chat.
So
Messages sent or received after sharing your link won't be shared. Anyone with the URL, including the Washington Post, will be able to view your shared chat. But see, that's my point, is that the very fact that I'm sharing this, I'm going to send it to you, Paris. So don't show this because I don't want to show Paris's private information. But I am going to
How
share
dare you?
this.
You'd never.
Share
Yeah,
this.
when you
There you go.
publish an artifact with Claude, as Anthony pointed out in the chat, it says, publishing this artifact will make it accessible to anyone on the internet, and potentially visible in search engine results. Your chat will remain private.
So they tell you.
Claude does, at least.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've just shared it. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Vermont cheddar,
welcome to
stubborn,
This
bright,
Week
and
in
brave.
Poob.
I raise my humble cracker like a chalice and bite, and the world becomes briefly, beautifully simple.
I
Real
do
cheese
love
heads
cheese.
go crackerless.
I
Real
do
cheese
love
heads
cheese.
take it raw. I'm so sorry, guys.
You need a bumper sticker. You need a bumper sticker for that.
I'm so sorry.
That calls for a hey.
It does. I'm very sorry.
Hey!
This is why we can't keep the show going past 7:30. I'm so sorry. I was talking about cheese.
They take it raw? Really? Put that in your Facebook dating profile.
I was talking without a cracker. Move on. I am a chest level red right now. I am drunk on cheese, Butch Henderson.
She's drunk on cheese.
I've eaten like 3/4 of a large block of the last.
You know, they always talk about
It's a
espresso
problem.
martinis. There's nothing like a really good Gouda martini, I think, personally. We're going to come back in just a bit. Give Paris a moment to compose herself. The show brought to you this week by Agency. The Agency, AGNTCY. Build the future of multi-agent software with Agency, AGNTCY. Now an open source Linux Foundation project. Love that. Agency is building the Internet of Agents, a collaboration layer where AI agents can discover, connect, and work across any framework because it's open. I love this. All the pieces engineers need to deploy multi-agent systems now belong to everyone who builds on Agency, including robust identity and access management that ensures every agent is authenticated and trusted before interacting. Agency also provides open, standardized tools for agent discovery, seamless protocols for agent-to-agent communication, and modular components for scalable workflows. Collaborate with developers from the best: Cisco, Dell Technologies, Google Cloud, Oracle, Red Hat, and 75 plus other supporting companies to build the next-gen AI infrastructure together. Agency is dropping codes, specs, and services, no strings attached, Visit agntcy.org to contribute. That's agency.org. And we thank them so much for their good work opening up all of this and for supporting intelligent machines while they're at it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we return to Cheese in the Raw with Paris Martin.
I, against all better judgment, got more cheese during the ad break.
That was
and I also
mistake.
got little tiny bit of syrup. Listen.
Oh, you got little bottles of syrup? You know what I like?
So
I like
cute
that
and
maple
small.
syrup candy. Did you get any of that maple syrup candy?
Oh, I did. I
That
ate
stuff's good.
it all before I even left Vermont.
That'll make you giddy.
Did you have a rental car?
I did, yeah. I rented a car at JFK.
What brand was it? What did you? I want to picture
Why do
this.
people keep out? I got a Toyota. It was a Toyota Camry. You have to say this whenever you check in, like just randomly at a random hotel along the road, as you do. And everybody I sent that to was like, "Wow, Toyota Camry, great brand. Big fan of Toyota Camrys." I was like, "What?"
I just picture Paris tooling down the interstate in a Toyota Camry. I needed that vision.
Whatever's the cheapest rental car available within a public transit.
It's a perfectly good car. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Listen, I will say I think I have to take back all the crap I've talked about driving. I realized that my issue is that I had not been driving in a car that has cruise control and the little feature that keeps you in the lane when you're using cruise control. It was barely like I was driving at all, guys.
This scares me now,
Awesome,
Paris.
isn't it? Love that.
It was fantastic.
My
Big
car,
fan.
and I don't actually like this. If you're driving in a lane that isn't going as fast as another lane, it says, hey, you could change lanes. Just look in the side mirror. And if you look in the side mirror, something goes, and it changes lanes. That's all you have to do is look in the side mirror.
That's crazy.
I don't like that.
That really is.
That's
a little too
crazy.
Yeah.
So my pick of the week is just a hit of places I hit on my road.
Show
trips.
them your shirt. This is so cool.
so this is yes.
Not that.
One,
There you go.
this is a flaming Ford Pinto, which I got at the American Museum of Tort Law, which is in Winsted, Connecticut. Would highly recommend it for anyone who's a fan of tort law or just a niche museum like me. I was so excited to be there. The one employee working was like, so I take it you're a lawyer? And I was like, no.
You were
just
probably
a
the
fan.
only non-lawyer. Just
There
a
were
fan.
three other
The only
lawyers
person who's been there all
I got
year.
a lot of merch. I got this. I also got this shirt that has a flaming rat on it, which you'll only understand if
Is there a story? But
There is, yes. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Tort law has evolved to meet the needs of our changing society.
It has, as the museum will tell you.
Yes.
Let me pull up the famous
Precedent-setting cases. Look at this. This is incredible. Everything you'd ever want to know about tort law right here.
So it's just a whole bunch of pictures?
Hold on, let me flaming rat. So in 1949, 19-year-old William Daniels was using gasoline to clean a coin-operated machine kept in a small room
Okay.
at the United Novelty Company
Not
in
recommended.
Mississippi.
Not recommended.
The room was kept warm by a gas heater with an open flame. He was killed when there was an explosion caused by a bizarre sequence of events. Unknown to Mr. Daniels, there was a rat inside the machine he was cleaning. The gasoline splashed on the rat, soaked its fur. In the
Did the
words of the
rat
court,
sue?
the rat, quote, attempted to seek sanctuary beneath the heater, where it overexposed itself and its impregnated coat and returned in haste and in flames to its original hideout, which was the machine that Mr. Daniels had drenched in gasoline. The flaming rats returned to the gasoline-drenched machine, combined with the gasoline vapors that filled the small room, caused an explosion that killed Mr. Daniels. Mr. Daniels'
Wow.
family sued the company for failing to enforce its own rules against using gasoline to clean machines and won.
They won.
Mississippi. The court held that the company should have foreseen the risk of fire or explosion resulting from the use of gasoline to clean machines, and the fact that it was a foreseeable risk. An explosion was caused in an unforeseeable way did not exempt the company from liability. I don't know. It's a great museum exploring about how tort law and a variety of product or other liability suits have emerged as ways for consumers to fight back against
I
long
love
did
it. Were
you
they
spend there?
Were they baffled that you weren't a lawyer? I mean, that you were just interested
They
parties.
were. I was like, I'm a journalist. I've written about this somewhat.
Well, that's good. That qualifies you.
I didn't realize this until I was explaining this to my friend on the Upper West Side this morning. I was like, oh yeah, I went to the trolley. He was like, oh my gosh, Paris. This is my friend who explained baseball to me. He sent me years ago a photo of this shirt, which led to me being obsessed with this museum. And that's why I was there. And I was like, wow, full circle. So now I have a flaming rat shirt.
How long did you spend there, Paris?
At least an hour. And it's a small museum.
I have to say, the 360-degree picture of the museum on the website really doesn't. It goes back and forth down this hall. It's not really expansive. There must be more than that.
There's another thing around there. There's a car. There's like a car in there that I'm forgetting the name of. The one that's dangerous at any speed.
Oh, the Corvette. The Corvair. Yeah. Ralph Nader's Corvair. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of.
That's a big.
Oh, wait a minute. I found it. Oh, this is good. It's like an adventure game. I found a door. I can open the door.
There's the
Corvair.
Toys room. If you go over to the right, there's like that's a bunch of like interactives. Keep going.
This is the thing that
down there
Paris wouldn't let me show last time because she didn't want it to be spoiled.
I didn't want it to be spoiled, and I'm glad it's missing right now. There's a room between those that is it shows films, and so I watched a couple short films about.
Oh, this is good. You don't really have to go to Vermont.
You should all go. It's not in Vermont.
Turn the sound down.
Yeah.
The Corvair wasn't. By the way, the Corvair was a cool car.
It's just unsafe at any speed.
Yeah.
Oh, do not clean with gas. Here's the flaming rat.
There's the flaming rat. We love the flaming rat.
United Novelty Company versus Daniels.
I had to go behind the counter and ask the woman, be like, I'm sorry, do you have any shirts with the flaming rat on it? And she was like, yes, we do. I keep telling them they should put those out because I think people are more interested in them than the flaming Pinto. And I was like, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
So that was my first stop on my road trip. I really was there to go to the Bread and Puppet Theater, which we talked about briefly last week, was doing a
How was that? Was that satisfying?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was a really cool, like, ritual where a bunch of people dressed up like specters of death and like it was part of
you went to an event
ritual of Samhain. I'm probably mispronouncing it, which is like recognizing both the passage from fall into winter, but also like communing with ancestors and like toasting to those you've lost. It was really wonderful. But I also then went to the actual Bread and Puppet Museum, which is in this old farmhouse, which I put a link of somewhere. And these puppets are insane. I've never seen more puppets in my entire life, much less like larger amounts of puppets. I posted a couple photos. It's on line 167 or 161 in the thing. Okay. But I don't know. Just it was a lovely time. It's a group that has been doing puppeteering since I believe the 60s, originally in Delancey, on Delancey Street here in like the Lower East Side, then moved up to Vermont and has kind of taken over a warehouse.
Wow.
I got like some interesting, like, I know, I got some interesting art as well. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy. This is all in a giant like barn. Like these are like, that guy's like 20 feet tall. It was really cool. Would recommend it to anybody who likes weird art. And then I got a bunch of cool little posters.
Ooh. Affluence feeds on hunger.
All right. You also got cheese? You got what other weird places did you go?
Oh gosh, what other weird place did I go? I went to the Museum of Everyday Objects, which is a museum much like the Puppet Museum, where kind of no one works there. You let yourself in, and it's a museum dedicated to small everyday things. I went to a lot of antique stores. I went to the Billings Farm Museum and Working Farm, and I met a bunch of cows.
This was
you petted cows.
I pet 3 cows, which I wanted to do. I hadn't pet a cow before, and I
next time you're in Petaluma, let me know. You can pet all sorts of farm animals out here.
I will, because I love petting farm animals. Had a lovely time. Just really enjoyed the drive.
I love it that you did that all on your own in your Toyota Camry. I can see it.
And then it was snowing the Saturday night after the ritual. So then that's the one hotel I did book. And I made sure it had a hot tub. So then I did some snow hot tub time.
Cool. So was this bed and breakfast or hotel?
Hotel, but they made coffee. It's like a small hotel. It's like a inn style.
Okay, all right. That sounds
everything up there
appropriate.
Yeah.
I was about to say I'd never been to Vermont before.
Yeah.
Huge fan. Vermont, fantastic state.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Long
Maple
drive.
syrup and cheddar cheese. What more could you ask for? Really? Healthful.
It's true. It's all you need. And Gizmo
Jeff,
is only
you're
slightly mad at me.
Oh, and Gizmo. Did Gizmo miss you? Did you have a Gizmo sitter, or was she on her own?
When it's like 36 hours, I just do a auto feeder situation because frankly she is more upset if someone invades her space.
Yeah.
Does she punish you when you get back?
No, but she does. It's very cute. Whenever I had my little carry-on suitcase, and whenever I put it down, she immediately gets on top of it and digs her claws into it so that she can't leave me again.
Our cat urinated in my suitcase, my open suitcase that I was packing. Clearly did not want me to leave. Yeah. Yeah. We are famous in Germany, says Jeff Jarvis.
We are. So I want you to play this at exactly the 3-minute mark. I'm going to explain first. I spoke in Medientage München, Media Days Munich, and my friend Richard Gutjahr, who's a tech journalist from way back, was in conversation with him, and you need to hear how he introduced me for 3 minutes.
Titel, und ich habe ihn mir aufgeschrieben, weil er ist sehr, sehr schwer zu merken. Jeff Jarvis ist emeritierter Leonard Toe Professor of Journalism for Innovation an der City University of New York's Craig.
Wow. That jingle has traveled. Huh? Holy cow.
How did he... Where did it come from?
He has a little recorder that he held
know,
up.
but how did he know?
He watches the show. Hello,
wow,
Richard.
Shout out.
That is amazing.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Wonderful nice guy.
Wait a minute. You were in Germany between the last show and this show?
No, it was the one that I was gone. I was gone for a week.
Oh, that's right. You were gone. Okay.
Yes. I just put the video of the entire conversation up in the social so you can see it there. Where I called you did.
That lesson, it's called Lessons from the U.S. Media Crisis on Medientag München on YouTube.
You look like a man who's speaking German.
I did.
Did you do the whole thing in German?
No, I didn't do any. I did one sentence in German. I said,
was it that sentence where they were...
Jeden Tag lese ich Der Spiegel und Die Zeit und Süddeutsche. And they started applauding. I said, mit viel Hilfe von Google Translate.
Well, I'm sure they were very happy that you at least attempted a little bit of German.
And then
they speak excellent English.
Oh,
it's
they
amazing.
do. Oh, no, it's true. That's why you can't
We
learn
do a
German.
photography show with Chris Marquardt, who lives in Hanover, and his English is impeccable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they're amazing. They're better than ours.
Yeah.
And then you know what I have to say about bridges.
Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a huge Chinese bridge about to collapse. I'll turn off the sound because this is the shocking moment. A 2,500-foot bridge collapses.
Brand new.
In a cloud of dust just months after opening. Nobody's on the bridge.
They did stop it, thank goodness. Thank God.
Do they know why it collapsed?
Yeah, there was an avalanche of rocks or something. You think they would have figured that out and planned.
Okay, that's not the bridge's fault.
Don't blame the bridge, Jeff. Blame the rocks.
Blame all the rocks.
If you're going to live next to rocks, you better figure out how to stay up. There goes the bridge.
This has never happened to the Golden Gate Bridge. I just want you to know, Jeff. Never, not once.
Would you knock wood, please?
Knock wood. Mr. JJ, Jeff Jarvis, we had KK, LL, and JJ on the show. And PM, you were the only outlier.
What's everybody's middle names? Have we done this in the show yet?
No. I think we know what yours is, though, Paris.
Which is?
Albania. I don't know.
Cheese.
Mine is Gabrielle.
Gabrielle.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, very nice in French. Your parents are Francophiles.
They are.
Yeah.
What are you guys? So PGM. This is why I'm asking middle names.
PGM is an excellent.
That's good.
Monogram. That's the word I was looking for.
Short
I'm
for program.
LGL.
Oh, you're also Gabrielle.
I'm Leo Gabrielle. Believe it or
Jeff,
not.
are you?
What are the chances of that?
I'm breaking the chain here. I'm Alan. A-L-A-N.
Oh, we have discussed this before, I think, because I don't know. I had some sort of comment last time with Alan.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Named
I don't
after
know.
my maternal grandfather I never met.
Oh, nice. I'm named after my grandfather, who
What is your G?
Gordon. I met him, but he passed when I was, I think, 2, so I don't remember him.
I'm just trying to imagine a show hosted by Gabrielle or Alan and Gordon, and it's a very different vibe.
Yes, it is.
It isn't the same show, is it? No,
It's not.
It's the Gabrielle Gordon Allen show. No, this doesn't have.
My father's
We all
name
wear turtlenecks,
This is not a
and we're all roughly the same age.
And it spells gag.
You have to stop.
She's cheese drunk. It's amazing.
She's drunk, I guess.
She's drunk on cheddar. Jeff Jarvis is the author of the Gutenberg Parenthesis and magazine. Hot Type comes out in June. Make sure you check that out as well. Great books.
At jeffjarvis.com, links to order it.
Yes, jeffjarvis.com. Well, pre-orders are already open. That's nice.
Yes, they are. They are indeed.
And, of course, you'll find them at Montclair State University and SUNY Stony Brook. When he's not on this show. Paris Martineau is at Consumer Reports. She goes to Yonkers every once in a while just to see what's going on.
Just to see how it's going.
Just see how it's going. You find her at paris.nyc. And, of course, Jeff and Paris join us every Wednesday right after Windows Weekly.
Look what I
guys,
just found.
Check out my website because it's looking cool right now.
Is it? Did you update it?
I did.
What did you use
find,
to
Jeff?
update it?
I found in Bronxville, which is right next to Yonkers. I looked, is there a cheese store there? There is.
Oh,
I gotta say, if you had that on your dating profile,
I do think it would clean up.
you would meet some very interesting clients.
Okay, go to the contact page next.
Oh my gosh. She's got her cell phone and she's not afraid to use it.
True.
In her bolo tie and her gray shirt and plaid gray suit.
Hey, listen, we do it all. We do it.
You
all
look so serious in the contact photo. Like you're really making a call there. You're really, really getting serious. Anyway, very happy to have you both on the show every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm sorry, not 11 a.m. 2
We are
p.m.
giddy to be here.
Giddy. Giddy up. 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2200 UTC. Yes?
You know, as you're saying times and dates, you know what's happening at a time and date.
Oh, no,
Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Whatever other times.
We
Leo
go
and I are
back to
playing
the
D&D.
maze. Back to the corn maze. Club Twit members.
Micah get that makeup on again, and if he isn't, we'll be mad.
He is a scarecrow. He does a great scarecrow. Paris, of course, is the world famous Kathira Longswallop.
Guys, we gotta cancel the show.
Paris Martineau.
That almost needs a hey.
Hey. Well, you can't. You can't believe how much restraint I showed the entire time we were in the corn maze, but I didn't do it. We will go back in the corn maze. Also joining us will be Helm Hammerbland. That's better known as Paul Thurrott. Jonathan Bennett, I can't remember what his character's name is, and Jacob Ward. And we are going to do part 2 of the horror in the cornfield, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. That should be a lot of fun. I'll be there as playing your faithful bard, Sagbottom the Cheerful, playing my bagpipes. And I promise, no AI. I will write all my insults by hand. Okay.
Wow.
With a quill.
He's a real boy now.
An inkwell.
Yes. On the other hand, if you look at this image of you with the ears and the phone, I feel like
phone that is upside down. Love that.
No, it's a phone on a staff.
Oh, no, it's a phone staff. That's
yes.
very fun.
So you can use it as a peace
I'm
pipe.
into that.
I like the green leather jacket. That is
a magic wand.
The green leather blazer?
Yeah, that's a good look.
Fantastic.
AI is okay. That's by the way one of the reasons you want to join the club, because not only do we do these fun shows, Chris Marquardt will be joining us on Friday. We've got Micah's Crafting Corner on Wednesday. We've got the D&D adventure on Monday, but we also give you ad-free versions of all the shows, access to the Club Twit Discord, and all the cheese you can eat. All you have to do is go to twit.tv/Club Twit, cheese not included.
And next week we have one hell of a guest. 2 big stars in a row.
Don't. She's gonna swig.
On Vermont.
She's gonna swig from the maple syrup.
It's only mine, so it's fine.
Yeah, Kevin mentioned one of the people that we think 100 years from now, our ancestors will say, thank God they were here. Jimmy Wales, the creator of Wikipedia. Jimbo will be joining us next week.
I'll finally be able to get my own Wikipedia page next week. You'll see it here, folks.
I don't think he's open to lobby.
No.
I know. I'm joking.
But, I bet you'll have a Wikipedia page before next week.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just saying.
God knows what's going to be on it, Paris, but
we know what the picture will be. Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. Join the club. That's what supports all of this work. Oh, wait a minute. Who needs a cell phone when you've got a brick of Swiss? There is Kathira Longswallow.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know why they keep giving you pointy ears, but
that's because I'm an elf. That's appropriate.
Oh, okay. Your character is okay. Are those prison tats, or are you just crying? I can't tell.
Why not both?
Could be both. Could be you cried and then they tattooed them back on.
Hey, that's magic.
Club Twit. That's where the magic happens. Go to twit.tv/clubtwit. Sign up today. We've got a coupon for 10% off the annual plan. Great for gifting for yourself or loved ones for the holidays. That coupon ends on Christmas Day, so do it now. And we will see you all back here next Wednesday.
You better be here. You better be here. I'm telling you right now.
Jimmy Wales.
It'll be a whale of a time.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. See you next time on Intelligent Machines.